Good morning or afternoon if you're coming from overseas. Wow, what a day! What a day! It's Monday. It's Christmas week. I am beyond excited for Christmas. All right. Oh, I thought I muted my. Hey, thankfully I turned down my volume today. I thought I would put myself over here on the side, but so yesterday I was bored out of my mind, and I ended up packaging pretty much most of my orders for today because I didn't really have anything else to do. So I came down here, and you guys can't see, but I cleaned up so much of my area over here, and I packaged up my orders for today. So the only ones I'm really packaging today are the ones that came in throughout the night. So that's it. Hey, good morning, Linda. How are you today? Um, I was just looking up inversion tables on Amazon for Sherry to see if I could find one that's affordable that I could send her as a gift. I know she probably doesn't have much room for it, but I'll tell you, when my back was bothering me, I bought an inversion table. And for those who don't know, Linda, who's in the chat, is my mother, and my sister fell walking into work, and her back has really been bothering her since then. And it's probably been what, like 3 weeks, Ma? And when my back hurt me, I got an inversion table, and oh my gosh, what a remarkable difference it made. So I was hoping maybe I could find one for her. Good morning, Anissa. How are you feeling today? Did you sleep well last night? I was thinking of you when I went to bed, and I thought, I said a little prayer, and I said, please give Anissa a good night's rest. So I hope that you had a good night's sleep last night. And Drunken Thrifter, aka Charlie Brown, are you changing your handle name, Charlie? Good morning, y'all. Super busy shipping today. So, Charlie, I have been waiting for you to come into my chat for at least 2 weeks now. I don't know if you've watched any replays, but I have screamed your name out. I was watching the bearded picker, and I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and he mentioned that there was a deal on bubble mailers, and then he shouted out the thank you to you, and I was like, Charlie, how come you didn't let me know about that? I was on a road trip hitting up so many Walmarts that I could have put out, like, done a pickup, because I think you only could order them for pickup or something. So I was like, oh, I missed out on those. How come I never know about those things until afterwards? So I really need to work at getting a stronger network of friends who share those type of bolos with me, because they're not competition bolos. They're just sourcing bolos for, I mean, not like sourcing, but like supplies for your business. So I missed it. So you're busy shipping today. Are you shipping out a lot? Because it is, well, today, like last week was the deadline for shipping, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm really hoping if I ship stuff today, priority, that it will get to whoever. But I'm not promising anything. I even had somebody who only lives, she lives in the town called Teresa here in New York, and it's maybe like 45 minutes away, or maybe an hour. And she asked whether or not I could get her a Santa costume by Christmas that I have. And I'm like, I am not guaranteeing anything. If you really want to get in your car and drive, like, I'd even meet you halfway, but I'm not, I don't even know if I'd meet her halfway. I take that back. I didn't suggest it, but if she would have said, will you meet me? Maybe I would have. But I did have a no-show. I have about 7 costumes left, and I had a no-show at my house the other day, and I'm like, this is what I do, front porch pickup. Like, you come to me. Let's see. So I did sleep pretty good. Thank you for the prayers. I can never get enough of them. I'm glad to hear that you slept good. I know you've been struggling with that. Midlife Pickers is good morning. Good morning. And Stitch It. Good morning, y'all. Yep, I am Pam. That's so funny. I saw literally both of you back to back, and I'm like, I can say good morning, Karen and Pam, because for some reason I switch you guys up. I don't know what it is. That's funny. That's funny. You both came in back to back. I'm so sorry it slipped my mind to share beyond a mutual friend of Beard. And I told me, so I told Beard. Oh, okay. Yeah. I understand. There's there's sourcing bolos that people will share with me. And I don't share those with other people. If somebody shares a sourcing bolo with me for like resale, I don't share those with other people because I just don't think that's right. I mean, it's not unless they told, hey, tell everybody in your on your show. Otherwise, I don't share it. But if I find a bolo, I'll share it, depending on the bolo. And most of the time, I share it. Very, very often do I not share a bolo. And what else? But yeah, when it's like something to help your business, let's say there's like a thermal printer that's on clearance or on sale or something. Yeah, I'm definitely going to share that with people. So that's all right. I just wanted to give you a hard time. I've been waiting for you to come in to do that because I was like, what? I think I was maybe traveling when I listened to the show. Oh, you know what? Because it was the Wednesday show I was traveling, but I didn't listen to it till after I got home. Because my mom's in the car with me, and sometimes it's just hard to really listen and everything. Plus, I was jumping in and out sourcing, so I listened to it after. So by the time I even had heard about it, it was like a few days had gone by. I have no issue sharing if it's nationwide. I'd rather my friends have it. Yeah, have it thank others. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I was sharing this morning on I was watching Adam Handmade. No, what's his channel called? Oh, I don't even have it up anymore. Is it Hartman? Adam's Handmade? Adam something? Heartmade? I don't remember his channel name. I was just on his channel listening this morning and chatting a little bit. And um, he lives in the area I was thrifting. So I had said, oh, I was just in your, not thrifting, but sourcing. I said, I was just in your area sourcing a few weeks ago and bought 700 packets of Pop Rocks. So they hadn't heard of the candy cane Pop Rocks. So I was telling them, and I said, listen, if you sell on Amazon, put that on your list. And that is, I mean, I sold those 700 within 2 days. But the thing is, people are like, why would you share something like that? All right, Adam Hartman made. Okay, something. See, Anissa, I knew it was something like that. And so he said, or my whole philosophy is if they sell 9,000 a month, there's no way I'm going to be able to supply them all. So let other people get on it. And I don't really hang out in any areas that there's like thousands of people watching. So you have a public email so people can contact you with any bolo or good information. I sure do. It's Yellow Brick Road Reselling at Gmail, and everything is spelled out. Yellow Brick Road Reselling at gmail.com. There, I'll put it in the chat. So I do have an email address. I don't get hardly any emails to it. And I also have Instagram. So you can always message me on Instagram. And I got Facebook, but you have to be my friend on Facebook. All right, so let's get packing today. Did you guys have a good weekend? Are you all ready for Christmas? I have. So nobody was here when I was doing my little intro, what I was going to do today. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items to ship because yesterday I got two bags already filled, IKEA bags filled. I was bored out of my mind yesterday, so I decided to come down here. I started cleaning, and then I'm like, well, let's just pack up my orders. So I went and pulled everything and packed everything. Ended up getting all of it done. I didn't think I was going to get it all done. Then I still had more time, and I cleaned. I was so bored. So my father-in-law says, why don't you just take today off? Because I was telling him how bored I was when I was upstairs. And yes, they're still living with us. And I said, I took Friday and Saturday off, and I laid around both days. Friday we lost power because we had a wicked windstorm, and then Saturday it started snowing, so I decided just to stay home. Plus, here in our wonderful state of New York, we now have a mask mandate, and I am so anti-mask. Like, I do not want to wear a mask, so I don't go out. I will just stop shopping, really, for unless it becomes maybe after Christmas I'll end up doing it and putting on my mask. But I'm actually seriously thinking about taking a road trip to another state just so I can go out and source and not have to wear a stupid mask. I have 9 going out. It's pathetic, but I am okay with it. Not into it. Yeah, you know what? I think it was on Friday, I did some shipping and I said, that's it. That's it for my Christmas stuff. I'm done. And I'm not running any more like promotions. I'm not doing anything to encourage sales because especially this week, if you encourage a sale, then there's a high possibility they're going to get their item late, and then they're going to be bitching and moaning that you didn't get it to them before Christmas, even though it's on them that they procrastinated and didn't do their shopping sooner. So, all right, let's get going with my orders. So I had 2 on Amazon that I have to package. One of them I already started to do because I sold 2 of the same thing, and I thought it would be easier just prepping some stuff ahead of time. So I sold this U.S. Navy SEALs. I bought these last year at Dollar General. I think I paid like $2.50 for them, and I bought a whole bunch of them. And they're finally are selling. I only have 1 left. I already packaged up a few this weekend, plus I got these 2 that are going out today. I actually ended up going and checking the pricing because obviously I finally got the buy box, and I ended up raising my price a little bit because the next person in line was, I think, maybe $4 or $5 difference for me. So I think I went up to like still cheaper than them, but I went up a little bit. But their item was like a price plus shipping, and I do free shipping on Amazon because that's what people like. That's why they pay for their Prime and all that kind of stuff. They think, oh, I'm getting free shipping. Like, no, you prepaid your shipping with your Prime membership. Are you all done shopping? Because I still have stocking stuffers to get. And what do you get an 82-year-old man? I don't know what to get my father-in-law. That has been like, I'm really kind of thinking about maybe getting him an iPhone. So he has a track phone, and he doesn't have a very good signal now that they've moved over here. And the only thing that really works around here is Verizon. So I was looking last night. I didn't really like the prices of them though. And you can't find like an iPhone, like on Verizon, you can't buy a new iPhone 10. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just get them like a 10. But I can't find them. So I'm just bubble wrapping these. I previously had been putting them in a box, but I'm too cheap now. Let's hope that they don't get damaged. Oh, I do want to say though that I shipped out, did I tell you guys I shipped out some 2021 calendars? Somebody had ordered 2021 Elvis calendars. I had 2 sales of them. It was weird because it was like back to back. So I'm assuming that the buy box must have finally fell into my hands, and I got 2 orders. So I shipped them out, and then I thought, you know what? I probably should turn those off. I bet you they're thinking they're ordering 2022s. Exactly what happened. So I actually took my stock out of supply because I actually had forgotten I had still had them listed until they sold. So I deleted the listing and took my items down, which if anybody needs an Elvis calendar, you want some Elvis posters, I got them. So I still sell them on eBay because people will buy stuff for the posters because they're, if you're an Elvis fan, I even have Marilyn Monroe ones. So they, yeah, both of them are returning them. One of them said the item was defective. And I'm like, it's not defective. You just don't know how to read. You don't know how to comprehend what's in front of you. So I'm going to get that one back. I'm going to take away the shipping. Hopefully it will let me. I don't know if they chose it was defective. I don't know if it'll let me on Amazon, but I'm going to deduct it was free shipping. So I'm still out that, but I'm going to deduct the return shipping. And one person said they don't know how, they don't have access to a computer, so they can't print a label. And I'm like, I just told them, bring it to UPS and you can scan the QR code at like a UPS store or something and they'll do it. Like when I drop off packages at UPS, people are walking in there with their items without a box and they're just handing the lady the items and scanning the code and walking away. So I'm like, just do that. Things are going to get worse. My other job is an ER nurse. Prepare now. Time is running out. Have your staples and stuff on hand for 2 to 3 months of living. Just FYI. Yeah, they're saying it was all over the news that the Omicron. I'm forgetting what it's called. That is crazy. I just watched it all weekend. Is really spreading, but they're saying actually most people still have the Delta variant. So just, be careful. I am sending a template message to buyers starting tomorrow, alerting them. Yeah, item will be shipped promptly, but may not arrive before Christmas. Yeah, I had somebody buy a planner from me this weekend, and I didn't have it. I had two people, one on Etsy and one on eBay, that ordered two different planners, and I didn't have either of them. I've been so good, or so thought, on taking them down. And so I said to one of them, I'm like, hey, this is the brand you ordered. I've got like 10 others, like covers. Everything inside is the same, just the cover is different. And asked them if they wanted a different one. And they said, yeah, they'll take whatever. So they chose one, which was awesome. But they were like, are you going to still mail it in the same time frame? And I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. I didn't say that, but I was like, yeah, it'll go out tomorrow. The other person, she wanted one that had plants on it, and I had two other ones, but she didn't want them. She wanted me to cancel it, which stinks because that one was on eBay. So I did choose buyer requested to cancel, because she did say, yes, please cancel. I'll take the hit if eBay comes back and if the buyer actually says something to eBay, because I really was out of stock. But there's such major dings. Like, you cannot. Last year I lost top rated seller in January, or I should say this year, because of Christmas time. I was out of stock. I know I've talked about it on here before, but I had to cancel 4 orders out of, like, I don't remember how many. It was a lot. I just barely, that one last order knocked me down. And I was so ticked off. I know it's my own fault, but still, like, their threshold is so tiny. Amazon, it's only a week. Like, you have a week to make it up. So Laura says the returns are crazy. I haven't really gotten very many returns except for those. Well, it's Amazon. I've gotten a kid's jacket that was too small, which is right here. Anybody need a jacket? At least they left the tags and everything on. I got this little kid's Reebok jacket. It's cute. I got to put it back in where it goes. So I got that returned, and I got some Mandalorian underwear I sold. Thankfully, the box was still sealed. Here you go. I got these returned. The reason for that one was too small. This one was they found a better price. Yeah, probably at TJ Maxx. And then those 2 calendars, but everything has been Amazon. I've gotten no returns on any other platform. Laura just stopped in to say hi. When are you leaving for Florida, Laura? You can get refurbished and unlocked iPhones on Amazon easily. Bought many on there over the year. Oh, really, Tommy? I mean, God, I hate to buy anything online that's something like that, electronics. It makes me nervous. I hear too many horror stories when it comes to electronics. I prefer to go into Verizon and just buy it directly from them, especially since I would like to give it as a gift this week. I don't know why I didn't think about it until last night. I have a person who ordered from me who is sending me questions in Spanish. I have no idea what the heck they're saying. I copy and paste it into Google, and it will automatically translate it for me. Or if I'm feeling ornery, I will literally say to them, I speak English. No español is what I say. I hate it. If you're shopping on a platform that is in English, or maybe, I mean, can you, when you're on eBay, can you click a button and have it be translated to Spanish? I don't know. But if you're shopping on a platform that's in English, then yeah, communicate in English to your person. I don't like that. I really sometimes get a hair up my rear and just am not very professional with customer service. It's spreading, but seems to cause mild symptoms from what I have heard. Yes, that's what I've heard too. And they were saying that in South Africa, the symptoms have not hospitalized anybody, from what I've understand, at least. I don't know. I was listening to, I don't remember who it was, and they were saying that what happened, and I don't know how factful this is, so I don't know. Nobody probably listens to me to fact check me, but in the like YouTube world, but there was they're saying that over time that there are morphing of viruses and stuff like that, but a lot of times they kind of lessen, not really get worse. But I don't know how true that is. So they're saying that's probably what's happening, is the whole And because of immunizations and stuff like that, that it's morphing and actually becoming more mild. I guess it's only staying in your airway. It's not making it down into your lungs. So let's see. Anissa wants to know where you live. Pam. Okay with sales slowing down a bit now, getting ready for holidays, then do inventory, then have tax paperwork ready to go. Feels so good to start fresh in January. It does. You know, I was thinking I almost spent yesterday doing my paperwork, my bookkeeping. But then I was like, I'll procrastinate until like, I don't know, March. Oh, I have to start my taxes too. Yuck. I know, isn't it horrible? Oh my gosh. And I got to tell you, the people in the Facebook groups who are so panicking over getting a 1099 is just ridiculous. It's amazing how many people have been circumventing the tax law and not paying taxes. It is ridiculous. I'm like, well, that would make sense why I see stuff on, like, this was in a Macari group, why I see stuff in Macari for like $4. Because I'm thinking, how are you making any money? Because then you got to pay taxes on it. And so many people don't think of that. Well, I think of that when I price stuff. Well, you know how easy Amazon is to return. I know Amazon is ridiculous. Especially the underwear and the jacket, they're both free returns. Any fashion now is free return. So I can't even deduct. So Amazon, as soon, even though it was FBM, as soon as they see the tracking on the return, they refund them. Yes, what I'm seeing is more mild, but a lot will get it at the same time. So that is where the question lies. I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot to do with people wanting people to get vaccinated is to keep the overflooding of people at the hospitals and using up the resources for that. In my opinion, that's the worst part of it, the using up the resources. If you're unvaccinated and you get COVID and you die, I mean, I feel bad for you, obviously, especially if you're somebody I know and love, but you knew and took that risk. You knew that was a risk you were taking by not getting vaccinated, that there's a higher chance that you could die from COVID. Obviously, people are dying who have been vaccinated, but there's a less chance of that happening. When I had COVID in April, they didn't tell me what variant I had. Isn't that weird? I know. How come they don't say that? I'm wondering if they're even always testing. We are going to live with this virus forever. I agree. Tamara hands them their rear, and every time I laugh when I see you respond. I know. A lot of us are in the same groups, and yeah, I was kind of, even last night, I had a customer, on Facebook. So I'm selling some calendars on Facebook, and somebody sent me a message. So I have the normal size calendar, the 12-inch one, and then I got these little mini ones, and they're the same theme. And somebody messaged me last night asking me if it was still available, and I said yes. And then they said, okay, I'm going to think about it. I'm like, your wording sounds so familiar to something I remember recently. So I scanned back through my messages and I'm like, oh yes, Jeffrey, there you are. You messaged me about the 12-inch one. Now you're asking me about the 6-inch. So I replied to the 6-inch one and I said, are you still thinking about the other calendar from November? And I after I messaged him, I turned to my husband and I said, you know, sometimes I'd rather lose a sale than deal with a freaking moron. Like, I hate people who do that. Like, what is his game? Like, why does he do that? Why would you even say, is this available? And then why would you say, oh, I'm going to think about it, right? And a month later, you still haven't decided, but then you're going to message me about another one. I don't get what he gets out of it. So I just want to say, yeah, don't buy from me. Go somewhere else, honestly. When you respond to the non-taxpayers, yes, it drives me crazy. And so many people are, oh, well, so if I bought a sweater and paid $30 for it 5 years ago and now I'm going to sell it on Poshmark, I'm getting taxed 3 times. That's what people keep saying. I'm getting taxed 3 times. I'm like, you're not getting taxed 3 times. You paid sales tax, but you haven't paid income tax on that sweater. You paid sales tax. And if you're a true business, go get your reseller permit and then you won't have to pay taxes on whatever you're buying. Yeah. Can you tell? It gets me going. It gets me going. All right. I really need to ship this, don't I? Where is my window? This is how bad I am. How many minutes are we in? 25, and I literally haven't even pulled up my screens for shipping yet. But I did package them. I just got to print the label. For those tuning in late, hello. And I'm shipping off some Navy SEAL figures, play sets with accessories and combat rubber rating crap. It says craft. I think it's supposed to be raft because it's a raft. But these are Amazon sales. Amazon. Now, this is going all the way to Washington. They probably are not getting it by Christmas. I am not Amazon, and I do not ship in 2 days and get it to you. Not that Amazon ever ships to me in 2 days. Oh my gosh. So yesterday I was thinking, oh, I ordered something last week and I haven't seen that it shipped yet. So I said, I'm going to go check in my email and find out where the order is. So I checked in my email and there was an email. I never check my email. And there was an email that said, oh, you left something in your cart where they gave me 10% off if I would check out. And I was like, you mean I never submitted that order? So I went and checked my credit card and no, nothing on my credit card. So I guess I never ended up finishing checking out, which I'm so disappointed in because it was something my son wanted, and I won't get it in time for Christmas now. So I'm kind of really bummed. Wait a minute. I'm excited for January. I am now ungated in CDs. What? And it will be my Amazon Focus. Oh, I'm so jealous. That is something that I have contemplated so much. But that's good. It's going to be your focus. Because if you got ungated by spending that $1,000 or whatever to get that wholesale order of CDs that I guess don't really flip for a profit, then it's kind of got to be your focus to be able to get that money back. So that's why I haven't really jumped into it, because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to just stick to focusing on that. But that's good. Congratulations, Charlie. I hope you do really well with that. Yes to people overloading healthcare, but also a lot of people will be sick with mild disease. So think about everyone from police, grocery workers, truckers. Yeah, but the biggest problem is and I haven't seen where it's true, but or at least they're not really saying it. But if you're vaccinated, you're still passing the virus around. So it doesn't sound like if people got vaccinated, will the virus die? I don't think so, because you can still get the virus and still pass the virus and everything else if you're vaccinated. So I'm not really sure how that protects people if you get vaccinated. I mean, I'm always under the assumption that it protects you from hopefully not dying or being really sick to have to go to the hospital. I'm in Wisconsin. Okay, there you go, all you Wisconsinites. I am a huge Green Bay Packer fan. I am probably more of a Aaron Rodgers fan than anybody. I really like him. I watched the game yesterday between Milwaukee and Madison. Your state, no, it's been Minnesota. Minnesota's been just like crazy lately. I ordered a book for my daughter on December 2nd. Is not here. So I put a tracking in USPS yesterday and voila, supposed to be here today. Funny how that works. I know. I will bump things. So the other day I went through my eBay orders, and anything that just said shipped but not delivered yet, but it had been like a week, I put in an update. And I should go back because, now that I think about it, I haven't gotten any updates that it's been delivered. So I should follow up on those, because that was probably maybe Wednesday I did that. Okay, so let's go and see what else we can ship away. What do we got? So we got 4 eBay. So I sold that. I thought maybe these would sell quicker. And I'm kind of glad I didn't go deeper than I really was planning on going. So, I tell you guys all the time, I see things and I'll pick them up and I'll test the waters. And if they sell quickly, I'll go buy more. Well, these didn't end up selling quickly. So this is actually the first one I sold. So it's a wallet, but has a chain. But I have some without the chain. These Marvel wallets. They're just so cool. They're so cool. So I don't know. I finally sold one for $25. I mean, I paid $10.80 for it, but maybe $25 for a wallet is a lot. I don't know, but I thought they were pretty cool. I'm trying to see if I can close the box. I'm hoping I can. And there we go. So yeah, I thought that would be a really cool gift for somebody. But you know what this reminds me of? Stocking stuffers, because they're small enough to go in a stocking. What do you guys put in your people's stockings that you buy for? Because I don't know what to put in stockings this year besides candy. I'm trying to come up with things to put in stockings. I did go in, I have some EOS lip balm that I've had listed. I went and pulled that out. I think I have some Mandalorian lip balm too that I listed from last year. I'm going to go pull that out of my totes and stick it into some of them. How many of you do that? How many of you are like, hey, what do I have in stock that I can use for Christmas gifts? I put in where they text me the updates so they know I'm watching it. Yeah, that's what I did. And I got a text saying pretty much like that I put that in, but I haven't gotten anything since that for both of them. Gift cards. Yeah, see, I got a lot of gift cards for Christmas this year that people have asked for. So that's really good. Hey, good morning, Sandy. Ready, steady, sells. Welcome, welcome. Fun socks. Yeah, you know, well, all right. So fun socks, I would say, yeah, except my son is very particular. He only likes white crew socks, but they can have gray in the toe and the heel. And then I don't know if I gave my daughter some darn tough socks already, and my future son-in-law, I call him that, but they're not engaged. Some darn tough socks. My mother-in-law has kinkles, so she can't fit in normal socks. And I don't know about my mom. I don't know if you're in here. I don't know if you need socks or not. I literally have like 10 stockings hanging this year. I put a stocking up for my in-laws, my mother, my all my kids, my daughter's boyfriend, all these ones. It's crazy. Little books, mini puzzles, and money. Hey, good morning, Yvette. I think definitely gift cards, and I'm gonna put chocolate, and my daughter's has mail in it because I keep getting some of her mail, even though she's never lived here. So I put some in her stocking the other day because I'm like, this is going to remind me to give it to her. Hey, Holly, you're here. Good morning, Jen. You're popping in also. I would fail in shopping my stock for stocking stuffers. Old farts don't cut it. Old forks, yes. I thought that said old farts. Probably because that's why I keep calling my father-in-law. Tamara, I think you missed me. Jen, what? I just said good morning. Did you say it before that? Sometimes it, because there's like a 10-second delay. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes for me to see you because I'm chatting and not always looking right at the chat. Because even though it looks like I'm looking at the chat, I'm looking at you guys, not down here at the chat. So I'm sorry. You're probably going to start if you think I'm missing you, you're going to be like, I'm not going anymore. She always misses me. I know I missed you last week. We're going to grab a couple of these envelopes. I'm going to need them. Yeah, I need to figure out what else to put in their stocking. I thought I'm going to go to TJ Maxx and just kind of look around, see what I can find. Hey, good morning, Tio. See what I can find. And then, I don't know if I'll go into Walmart. I'm so, I don't want to go in any stores because we have to wear a mask. Oh, I hate it so much, you guys. I really, really hate it so much. But I wear it to PT, and I don't even realize I even have a mask on when I'm doing my exercises. So I don't know. They're very anti-mask there, even though they make us wear it. One of the workers, so they were, they clean down the machines and everything after you get done, and one of the workers was cleaning, and made a comment about something about you probably don't want to clean when you get home. And this other worker walked by and pretty much made a comment about, he kind of mumbled it, but I heard him, that it's kind of like a big facade, right? They're only doing it because they have to. They don't feel like it's really worth doing. So nobody's sweating on the machines, and we're not like working out. It's just like I'm sitting there doing a bicycle, right, to loosen up my shoulder. And then I do these pull bars where I grab these handles. This one comes down and this one makes this one go up, which I like it because see how high I am right now? When I'm pulling with this one, it makes this one go up a little bit further, which is so much easier. So, hey, see you later, Mom. Thanks for stopping in. So like I'm not getting sweaty on it. I can see when you're like exercising that you want to wipe stuff down. Nobody wants to go on and touch your sweat. But people are doing low impact. Like they're on the treadmill and they got these harnesses on that are lifting them off the treadmill, so they're just barely touching. And yeah, so it's like it's such a pain. I said, you're going to be doing that forever. They're never going to stop not having you wipe things down all the time. I honestly couldn't exercise in a mask. I'd pass out. Yeah, if I was doing like cardio exercising, no way. No way. Well, first of all, no way would I do cardio. I hate exercising. Like, I dislike it so much. Like, really dislike it. I hate sweating. I hate the feeling of being all sweaty. My friend, I have a girlfriend who runs. She does marathons. And she loves the feeling of getting all sweaty and stuff when she's working out. Hey, good morning, David. I am no way. That's why even in the summer, it gets hot. Mom knows because I sit there and complain if we're in a store. And I feel like wearing a mask makes me overheat even more. Every time I leave a place and I can't wait to rip my mask off, I think, thank God I don't live in an area where I have to wear a mask all the time. I can't even imagine if I worked outside the home like that. Okay, I could exercise at that place in a mask. Haha. What place is it? Did I say something? Maybe that place where I work. I'll tell you. Well, there's some good eye candy there. That's for sure. The guy that works on me, Derek, he's not bad. You know, it's funny how you see somebody from here up. And the other day he was in his office and they're allowed to take their mask off in their office. And I walked by and I saw him in his office and I got to see his whole face. And I was like, wow, you look so much different. I didn't say it to him, but I was thinking to myself, you look so much different with your mask off than when it's just from here up. I had to cover for a colleague last week. This is what Eva says. That had COVID, so had to teach 7 a.m. clinical lab all last week on top of the clinical lab, so I couldn't make it here last week. Oh, okay. 7 a.m. labs. Woo. That's early. Oh, okay, working out at that pace is Anissa. Yeah, that's it. It's a very low pace, right? They lift you up off a treadmill. No, I could work all day with a mask on. No way. Oh, me neither, Jen. I can't even imagine what it's like. My daughter does, and she says it's not so bad, but no way. No way, Jose. But I guess if that's your living and that's what you have to do, that's probably why there's so many people leaving the workforce. They're finding alternatives. All right, so The Bionic Woman, season 4, complete 4-issue series. It's a comic book. Comic book that's a book. So I did get feed. Now this is in excellent condition. Like, look at how, like, this is an excellent, look at the corners. Excellent condition, except for this crease right here down the front. So I am going to take extra precaution in case somebody, I tell you guys, I was selling those, they were like horse comic books, and somebody commented because I just put it in a folder or envelope and sent it. And they were like, people collect, oh, I collect those or something. I don't know. I was like, I thought you were just going to give it to your daughter to read. I didn't think people actually collected that. But being that this is the Bionic Woman, maybe. I got this for free. And I only sold it for $6.56. Not a big money maker, but it was free. I got a bunch of stuff at garage sales this year free. I just threw them up. Although now it's going to cost me money because I'm going to bubble wrap it. Just to hopefully it doesn't get too damaged. But I'm still going to stick it in this. I have no more bubble mailers. My pet peeve about the mask. Good morning, Michelle. First off, seeing mask on the ground is litter. Oh my gosh, I know. How hard is it to throw them in the garbage? Well, you know what it is. It's your anti-maskers who don't want to wear it to begin with, because most of the time the mask is one of those disposable ones. So you know they probably walked into Walmart and they said, you got to wear a mask. They handed them one. And then when they walk out, they were just like, screw you, and just threw it on the ground. Those are the ones I see on the ground. I guess if you spent money on a mask, you're probably not just going to throw it on the ground. All right, 10 ounces. Oh, I already had 10 ounces. Man, you were good, Tamara. This is going medium mail. So it's going to North Babylon. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to stay medium mail. It's staying right here in New York. I was going to upgrade it, but you know what? I didn't make enough on it to upgrade it. They'll probably get it in like February, even though it's right here in New York. There you go. All right, I'm going to click on this because I'm probably not going to say something right. Simeo is my son's eBay, which he protects with his life, but I tell him to get the name out there. All right, there you go. People want to check it out. What kind of stuff does he sell, Tio? That's awesome. Your son's eBay. How old is your son? That's great that you've like taught that to him. My grandmother would put numbers 1 through 6 on paper and put them in Christmas painted plastic Easter eggs. One number would be put in each for her grandkids' stockings. Well, that is a neat idea. Did she just take plastic eggs and paint them herself? What a neat idea, actually. Yeah, it was early. My son always had early labs. The labs were at a sister campus an hour away. Oh my gosh, I had to be in the room by 5:40. It was way too early for this old nurse, and I wear a mask 5 days a week. Oh, bless your heart, Yvette. My son, I don't know if you knew, but my son went to college for biochemistry. He was in a lot of labs. He took a lot of labs. I was at my sister's house in October, and my nephew is taking classes, and he has a lab. I don't remember what kind of lab, but he was in a class that's called a lab, but it's all online. And I'm like, how do you do an online lab? It's kind of weird. I don't know what kind of lab it is though. All I know is I sat there. The teacher talked for about 5 minutes, and then he was done. And I said, "You're already done your class?" He goes, "Yeah, she just pretty much talked, gave us the assignment, and now we go do the assignment." I'm like, "Oh man, I want that job." She worked for like 5 minutes. No, I'm sure she obviously had to set up the assignment. So not only 5 minutes, but still 5 minutes. That's all she did. I think she hangs out though, in case anybody has questions. I sold these Dunn Notepads. Now these have been listed since last year. They are not a bolo, even though I always say check out Ray Dunn stuff. They're not a bolo. I spent $7.56 and they sold for $9.82. Wow. So I sent out some so I was saying earlier that I'm not really promoting, like trying to sell stuff, but I did send out some offers to offers to watchers. No, offers to likers. I guess they're watchers, aren't they, on eBay, watchers. And I was kind of aggressive. I think I sent out a 25% off because I'm just kind of like, before I do inventory, wouldn't it be great to just sell everything? Then I wouldn't have as much to inventory. So I was really aggressive. So obviously this one I was very aggressive because I probably will end up losing money by the time I pay for my fees. I'll probably end up maybe losing or breaking even. I don't know. So I guess it's one of those things that after you do it, you're kind of like, ooh, that was too bad. I shouldn't have done that one on this item because I would have just used it instead of losing it. Instead of losing money, I would have opened it and used them. But oh well. It's too time consuming to go through each individual item when you've got 2,000 items listed. I just do flat whatever off in that case. Oh, well. We'll see. Where's this going? It's just going to Indiana. So, yeah, so stocking stuffers. And then I got to go to we have like a local alcohol store. It's not a liquor store. It's a beer store. Because my daughter's boyfriend wants some like local stouts. And he said stout and something else. Not IPA. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But whatever. I gotta go buy him beer. So I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. No, Wednesday. I think Wednesday I decided was gonna be the nicer day. Because right now it's like 10 degrees out. It's cold. 15. Oh, so it's gonna be even more than I thought for shipping. Ugh, just went to $5.57. Yeah, I'm losing money because they only paid $4.42. Oh man. That was this was a bad sale all around. I could have used the pads instead of literally paying somebody to take them from me. Shoot. Oh well. Okay. You know what? I should have made sure there was no price tag on the back. Oops. If I hadn't chosen nursing, I probably would have become a microbiologist. Woo. Oh, she did paint them. Okay. And he's 24 and he's afraid of getting hacked. All right. I wouldn't be so worried about that. Although, does anybody watch Shark Tank? I bet we'll wear the regular mask all day long. It is the N95 that stinks because I don't get enough liquids in and get dehydrated during my 12-hour shifts. Oh my gosh, you guys. I feel so bad that you have to wear all that. But, I mean, you were wearing a lot of that stuff. Like, well, nurses were wearing them when you went into like obviously surgeries. You would wear stuff, but yeah, not going in just to see a normal patient. I bet you'll probably never see yourself losing the mask. I bet you'll be wearing a mask forever in the hospital, in a nursing, any type of like medical facility. That stinks. Times have changed, haven't they? I don't see them changing back anytime soon. So much for 2 weeks to slow the spread. I'm glad I don't have to wear N95 anymore. I always broke out from the pressure and was always dehydrated. Oh. My daughter breaks out like all where she wears her mask. She gets so broken out. I feel horrible for her when I see her. I don't say anything, but I always feel really bad because I know if I was to point it out and say, "Oh, you broke out again," like I'm sure it would bother her. Remind her that she's broken out. I'm burned out right now. It's taken every ounce of me to make it work. Seriously, think about quitting, switching out of the ED to another type of nursing. Wow, you're in the emergency department? I didn't realize that. That's crazy. I don't miss 12-hour shifts either. 18 degrees overnight on Saturday. Ooh, cold in New Mexico. Hey, good morning, Nate. I was my husband and I are starting to plan our trips for next year. And I have been all right, so we sat down and we looked at Jeep stuff. I still got one more thing to package, I think. Hold on, let me just double check before I get into my storytelling. My mom said the other day, "You don't pack much on your packing shows." Something to that regard. I said, "I know. I get talking with my stories. I prefer to just talk because it's like talking to coworkers at the water cooler." Which I never had a water cooler in any of the places I worked. Hey, good morning, Tracy. I watched your show on Saturday night. I was watching the football game. If I would have not been watching football, I probably would have been sleeping though. But when I got done the game, I saw you guys were on and I was like, oh, I should jump in. But Yeah, I'm laying in bed with my husband and he doesn't want to listen. Although one day he did listen. I had him listening to you guys. But he could care less about what I'm watching on YouTube. But I watched it yesterday while I packed and cleaned. I watched your whole show with Sunny. Um, so what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, we sat down and I said, I like having something to look forward to. And just to, so I know that we were going to do some trips next year. So I said, let's sit down. My in-laws were gone for the night. So I said, let's sit down and actually just kind of start looking at, the map and where we want to go. I'd like to go in April. We get our RV out of storage April 1st. And I said, I would like to plan on taking off April 15th, 16th, something like that, and be gone for 2 weeks. So we're looking at going to, I think, North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't think Georgia was in there. Maybe Alabama. So maybe if Laura, I would love to meet up with Laura. Maybe Alabama and maybe Kentucky on our way back through, because there's some new Jeep trails in Kentucky that weren't there for the Badge of Honor. So we might do that. Then we'll be home for a month in May. And then we'll probably take off for the whole month of June. And Tony would like to go back to Utah again. Since we didn't finish Utah, we only spent a day there before his heart attack. And then he got transferred to Colorado. For those who weren't watching my show back in October and in July, we took a road trip and we were in Utah day one, and my husband had a heart attack and they had to emergency evac him to Colorado. So I was the lucky one who got to deal with his Jeep and driving that, which I just dislike. I mean, it's a very high lifted Jeep, big tires. We had just let the air out of the tires to go off-roading that day, and we didn't put it back in because we were going to go off-roading the next day. So I had to deal with putting air in the tires, which ended up bringing it to a place to do. And then I had to drive it in the middle of nowhere by myself, wondering how my husband was doing. But so we're talking about going back there and probably hit Texas, Arizona, and then end up back in Utah and then head home. So we're planning all that. And then I think it was on Saturday, I got an email from Carnival, in which I get emails all the time, and we love cruising. And for many years, up until actually this year, I use a Carnival credit card for all my sourcing. So I would get free cruises. We would get a free cruise every year, which I went in January 2020 was my free cruise from all my sourcing for reselling. And I said, I'm going to take a look. I keep saying no because I feel like a cruise ship is just a big old petri dish. And I know there's cases that are breaking out, but I looked, you can cruise right now for $25. $25 to cruise. All in for a balcony room, including your tips, all your port fees, your taxes and everything is $525 for 2 people to cruise. So I'm thinking about going on a cruise in the end of January. I don't know. I'm really nervous. So I traded in some of my, because I still have Carnival Cruise credit. And so you have to trade it in and then get the e-gift certificate and then use that to pay for it. So I'm waiting for that to come through. It said it'll take about a week. So maybe I can convince myself not to do it. I don't know. I'm so nervous. But I mentioned to my husband that we really should take the RV across the country to Seattle or somewhere in that area and get on one of the cruise ships that go to Alaska, because that's on my bucket list. Both of us want to do that. So we're thinking about maybe doing that and canceling the Texas Utah trip and doing that also. I don't know. We'll see. But it's just exciting to think about, especially when you live up here in the north where it's 10 degrees and it's snowing. Well, it's not snowing right now, but we got snow. You guys want to see snow? I don't know how many of you live in an area that don't get snow. But, all right, let me see. Can I show you right there? There's out that window. My blackberry bushes. Snow. I don't think there's any deer. No. There were deer out there this morning when I was in the chat of, I was in Larry's chat and then in Adam's chat. There was some deer out back. But I love the Caribbean, but would love the Alaska cruise too. Yeah, Yvette, I love both. So I've been to most places that Carnival goes to, I've been to. So for me, I think this one was going to Nassau, which I won't even get off the ship for that one. Freeport, which I won't even get off the ship for that one. And then it was going to Half Moon Cay, which I will get off the ship for that one. And I hope that I can get a cabana, because last time we rented a cabana and it was well worth it. And I figure at this point, since the cruise itself is so cheap, it gives me all that extra money to use for other stuff. Because normally it would have cost us like $2,800 for a cruise, and now it's costing us $500. So it gives me money to use elsewhere. And this one's out of Maryland, so we can drive to it, which is even better. So if I drive down, take the cruise, and then we'll just drive back. And maybe I'll do some sourcing on the way down and sourcing on the way back. Then I can write off the mileage. All right, I'm going to wrap. Oh, so let me show you what I sold. This was one of my thumbnails. When I found this at a garage sale, I did a haul video, and this was my thumbnail. I was like that, you know, one of those stupid things. I don't play in those games anymore. But so it's a Scrubbing Bottables one-step toilet bowl cleaner. Just step and spray. So you step on something and it sprays cleaner into your toilet. How cool is that? So I paid $1 for this at a garage sale. Sold it for $38 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $52. $52 for this. And I got it for $1. All right. Let's see. I probably should have put, I'm going to use a shoebox to nail it in. I might put some bubbles on the side. Come here. Come here. Oh, I gotta move. I can't reach. I can't reach. All right. Stick it on the side so it doesn't rattle and move so much. I gotta stick one on these too. Sorry for the noise. Hey, good morning, Lisa. I've been on Alaska cruise. If you go, definitely get a balcony. Yes, I like balcony rooms, so that's what my plan would be. And somebody says on Alaska cruise, you definitely want to pay for like the helicopter ride that brings you to one of the, I guess you can get off on one of the icebergs or whatever what are they called? Not an iceberg. Maybe it is iceberg. I don't know. But you can do that. Oh, and they said also the other thing people were saying to do is the dog sleds. I'm going to cut my box down. Hey, that's pretty cool. It like literally fits perfect right there. That flap, those flaps fit perfect when I folded them down. Don't buy American beer in the Caribbean, though. They consider it an import, so got used to semi-worn dark Bohemian beer quickly. Ooh. I'm not a big beer drinker. I'd prefer like a mixed drink if I'm going to drink something in the Caribbean. But I don't even really drink much. My husband loves the Bloody Marys on the Carnival Cruise Line. He loves them. He says they're the best ever. That's what he can't wait. So part of the deal I got was the it's like a carnival, it's a like a casino package with it. So you get free drinks. If you're in the casino, you get to drink for free. So last time he's not a big gambler, so it was pretty much me that was gambling and getting the free drinks, because normally if you're on a Carnival cruise, probably any cruise line, when you spend so much money in the slot machines, you end up getting or I should say in the casino, so if you're playing table games, you get free drinks. And so when I would hit that, I'm not a big drinker, but he likes to drink, so he would get his Bloody Mary, and I would order a Bloody Mary, and then when they would walk away, I would hand it to him. And one time the person came over and I said, I'll take another Bloody Mary. And then he looks at me, goes, well, would you like anything? Like, because he knew I was handing it off to my husband as soon as he walked away. So he was willing to give us both drinks. Well, this cruise, you both get to drink for free. So he goes, you mean I don't have to sneak the drinks? I'm like, no. All right. Oh, I'm off by 3 ounces. So I'm going up in a size on this because I put in 2 pounds even. It's 2 pounds, 3 ounces. Well, it's 2 pounds, 2.3. 10 ounces or 10 inches. 10, 8, and 5. 10. Let's see if it makes a difference. I bet you it doesn't. 10, 8, 5. How much was it before? $13. Shoosh. All right, they paid $11 and I'm paying $13. So it's $2 more. Let's check. I bet you pirate ship is not any different. It's probably more expensive. I'm finding pirate ship to be more expensive most of the time. Yes, did the helicopter to glacier. That's what it's called, a glacier, not an iceberg. And float plane to lake in middle of nowhere. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Were you nervous? I think I'd be so nervous. I would be nervous. I've been in like small airplanes before. I've never been in a helicopter though. No beer is not good, especially semi-cold. So when I went to a sports bar one time in Vermont, and they had they make their own beer, and they had a beer that was for like baseball games. It was warm. They purposely serve it warm because I guess that's something to do with baseball. I don't know. It was disgusting. 10, 8, 5. 10, 8, 5, 2, 3. Yeah, it was so bad, that beer. Ugh, yuck. I was partial to the Bahama Mamas. Let's see, I do like my cold. Hey, this is cheaper. $12.54. All right, we're gonna go pirate ship. 3 Bahama Mamas, and this grandma was entering a limbo contest. Oh my gosh. I've been looking for a Tom and Jerry. Can't find any this year. What is a Tom and Jerry? So, is there any videos on that, Yvette? I'd like to see the video of you doing the limbo. I can do the limbo if the pole is really high. I haven't done the limbo in years. Let's do the limbo. Okay. That one's done. So these are what I packed today is just what came in last night because when I went upstairs at 5 yesterday, I had everything packed up. Kind of with the helicopter. Small planes, I'm good with. Been on a lot. Yeah, I'm okay with small planes. My husband had a friend in the Air Force that flew his own plane, and so we would go for rides. We actually brought my son up one time. I think he was maybe 5. That was his birthday present. He got a plane ride. All we had to pay for was, I think, the gas or something. It was really cheap for us to fly with him. It's a drink they serve around the holidays. Tasty, if you ask me. I've never heard of a Tom and Jerry. Oh, I'm going to have to look that up now. Helicopters drop like a rock. At least a plane will glide some. Oh my gosh. It's making me nervous. I would do it though. I would go. I'm not a thrill seeker. Like, I would never skydive. I never cliff jump. I would never do any of that stuff. I don't like roller coasters, any of that. But I would do like a helicopter ride and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably. I wonder if you book that through the cruise line, because what's even better is I still have a lot of credit left. So we could pay for the cruise and then maybe still even have enough to pay for the excursions when you book them through the cruise line, which I would on those, because who wants to get stuck on an iceberg? Like, if your plane doesn't start or your helicopter breaks down and you're stuck on a glacier, and your ship is ready to leave port, you're kind of SOL. But if you book it through the cruise line, they guarantee that they're going to wait for you. So that's a nice thing. One of my execs had a small plane. We would fly every weekend. Wow. Oh, X's. one of my exes. I said XX. All right. Would you trust getting in the plane with that X now? Pictures. Thanks to the Bahama Mamas, I didn't feel a thing until the next day. I'm going to look up that recipe. Yes, that's what he says. I'm going to look it up too. Let's look it up. Oh, and then I want to remind me to share something about Etsy I found out today, which whole big thing. All right, Tom and Tom and Jerry drink. All right, I'm going to share this because nothing I hate more is when somebody's pulling something up on their computer. Oh, it didn't blink today. Look at that. Make the classic Tom and Jerry warm Christmas punch. So is it normally warm? Go away, commercial. Go away. Wow, that's not what I would have expected when I heard a Tom and Jerry drink. All right, so what do we got? Classic winter cocktail that every explorer of the drink world should try at some time. All right, I want to read your whole story. It's compared to eggnog. Okay, just give me the ingredients. 12 eggs. Ugh, yuck. I'm not an egg fan. Cream of tartar, butter, sugar, cinnamon, cloves. You know what? I bet you my husband would like this. Okay, so do you use hot milk or do you put water in yours? This one says, or both. So it has brandy and dark rum in it. Well, that's interesting. So when you make the batter, you're putting rum in it. But then when you're putting in a glass, you're putting more rum in it. All right. It looks really good. I mean, look at that. That looks really good. Not too shabby. All right, so how many people on here sell on Etsy? I'll wait a few seconds to see people reply because I know it takes a while. But how many of you sell on Etsy? And then the backup question is, sorry, my coffee was starting to spur out my mouth. I guess I wasn't fully swallowed before I talked. If you sell on Etsy, do you cross-post the stuff that you're selling on Etsy? I don't make them. I buy them at bars and restaurants. Well, I don't go to bars. And then I don't know about any restaurants. Any restaurants that sell? Maybe the Timber Tavern might have something like this. I don't know. Probably not though. Probably not. I like to eat there, although the food was so bad. We went a couple weeks ago and it was so bad. I couldn't eat it. It was disgusting. And so the waitress brought it back, but she never gave me took it off the bill. And so I just paid it because I know that, restaurants are struggling right now. And I like this restaurant a lot. My husband and I've never had a really bad meal there. So we just paid it. And I think we were the only customer. If I remember, no, there was some college students that came in. And it was like a Wednesday night. And I thought, wow, there's like nobody here. And so it ended up being they closed on Thursday and Friday for no staff because of staffing issues. And it was on their Facebook page because I had said to my husband when we got home, I'm like, I'm going to send them a message and let them know about this food. And really, so the manager, whoever runs it, the owner knows something's wrong with this chicken. And so when I went on their Facebook page, I finally remembered on Friday and I saw that they were closed Thursday and Friday. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, now I'm so glad I didn't ask for the manager and complain. And so I sent a message and let them know. And I said, we love eating at your restaurant and we love supporting you guys. We know it's a hard time. We know you're dealing with a hard time right now with short staffing and everything. I said, so, just wanted to let you know, but I didn't want them to do anything. So they said, well, what can we do to make it right? And I replied again, nothing. I don't want you to do anything. I just wanted to make you aware of it. So, you can just maybe take a look at your supplier or whatever. And they said they're having a very hard time finding chicken who they used to buy it from is not like they can't get it anymore. So they're going with this other supplier and they're having like so many issues with it. So I let them know. It was like chewing into rubber. I mean, I started gagging and I have a very low gag reflex anyhow, but I had to spit it into a napkin and then drink some water, but it was still in my mind and it kept making me like gag. Ugh, it was disgusting. So I gave it to my husband and he took a bite. My husband will eat anything. And he took a bite and he was just like, oh, and that's when the waitress came over and I said, yeah, my chicken wasn't very good. And then it was a chicken sandwich. And then so I said, I gave it to him and my husband's like, yeah, this is not good. He wouldn't even eat it. So I let them know. They're like, well, we see your credit card receipt. So, they didn't end up giving me a credit, which I didn't want one, which after he made that comment about looking for my credit card receipt, I was thinking, oh, he's going to go through and cancel it or something. He or she didn't, but oh, it was so gross. Oh my God, it was bad. It was so bad. All right. So back to Etsy. So one thing I found out this week, which I had no idea. So it looks like maybe there's only one person in here in the chat that sells on Etsy. So on Etsy, when you list something, you pay 20 cents to list it and activate your listing. Well, I cross-post my items. So what I've been doing is listing something, and then when it sells, I will take it down. Well, I take it down by deactivating it, not by delisting it. I deactivate it because if for some reason that all right, so let me explain a little bit more. So on Etsy, when you pay, it's for 3 months. So if I was to pay something on December 1st, listed something, and it sold on December 20th, today, I would deactivate it because if by chance that buyer on eBay went and returned the item and I needed to reactivate it, I just go and reactivate that listing and it doesn't cost me 20 cents again because it's still within that 3-month window. Where if it was after the 3 months, right, then you would pay that 20 cents again. So I said, so that's what I've been doing all this time is just deactivating when something sells on another platform. I do not delete it. I always just deactivate it. And then sometimes because I sell supplies on there. Well, and I got 3 stores and some of them are supplies. So I will, so like my planners. So let's say I sold a planner that had a plant on it. And then I go out and I find that planner again after I've sold out. I can just go and replenish and just reactivate that one, especially if it's still within that 3-month period. So that's another reason why I do it. Well, come to find out, which I found out today, if your item is deactivated and that 3-month ends, it automatically charges you 20 cents in, renews it, but keeps it under deactivated. Did you know that? Did you know that, Stitcher? I had no idea that it does that. No idea. So now I have to delete them. Or I got to go in and change it to manual relist and then deactivate it. So there's another step I'll have to do. So I'm thinking, how much money have I spent in fees? Like, let's go and look at I'm going to pull up my Etsy and see how many do I have sitting in inactive. 49 of them. 49 in the shop that my mom and I sell stuff in. So that means these are auto renewing. Oh my gosh. 49. Okay, so then I'm going to sign out of this and I'm going to go and look in my other store, my bigger store. Oh my gosh, that is horrible. That I'm paying 20 cents for those every single 3 months. They continually keep charging me 20 cents for. And this one I've got 80 of them in this store. Okay. So what we got? 49 plus 80, and then I'm going to check my other store. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. So somebody had mentioned to me about Kara Button. I think that's her name. That's who I heard this from this morning. No, it was in her Facebook group, but it's her. So thank you for whoever introduced me to her by sharing that she had a channel. In this one, oh my gosh, in my vintage store, I've got 250 items sitting in inactive. Is that true? I mean, it does say auto renews. All right, let me click on inactive. Yeah, auto renews April. Oh my gosh. No, because like this one says auto renew. Okay, I'm going to share this. How? I don't know if that's true. Does anybody here know if that's true for Etsy? Maybe she's wrong. All right, I want to just double check my messages here. People have been saying stuff. I want to make sure I'm not missing something. You don't really go to straight up bars, more like a bar restaurant type of place. Okay. Yeah, we just don't have that type of stuff here. All we got is stupid diners. Just got a Dairy Queen that opened in the town near me. Oh my gosh, I love Dairy Queen. Not enough staff. Oh, that stinks. Although it's expensive. Yeah, I think Dairy Queen's expensive. Oh, kind of like eBay now with the auto relist. I was delisting. Do they charge for delist? So from my understanding, all right, so this is my like vintage catch-all supply, whatever store I call it. So like these Chex Mix, okay? I sold these on eBay, which by the way, who can tell me what is wrong with this listing? I wanted to go, I guess I can't see it because it's not online anymore. But can anybody tell me what's wrong with this listing just from, you can't really fully see, so I'll just tell you. But this picture, there are 8 Chex Mix. And I said there was 10. So when I sold this, I went and grabbed them and I'm like, I only got 8. And I looked at the picture and I'm like, I only have 8. But my listing said 10. So I had kept 2 for myself. And I ended up taking my supply up from upstairs and brought it down. But these were free at Walmart, by the way, next to the Chex Mix. I grabbed a handful of them. They had a huge, huge container of them. And all right, so these are something that's sold on eBay. So everything that's here sold on another platform. Okay. So it says auto renews April 5th. So from what I understand is if I don't delete this, it'll auto renew. Or I have to go down here and I have to check off manual. See renewal options, you have automatic. So the listing will renew as it expires for 20 cents each time. Or I have to click on manual. I had no idea that if you deactivate, oh, look it says move to active listings. I don't want it to be active. So I changed that to manual and it just reactivated it. What the heck? So I have to delete it. See, I usually would come and say deactivate. So I guess I'm going to have to go through all of these over here into inactive. And I'm going to have to delete them, which isn't so bad in this store because I'm not really going to be like the chances of me sourcing any of these items again are pretty slim. But if I go down, so look at this. It says auto renews September 30th. So why wouldn't that say a more recent time, which is making me wonder if maybe that is incorrect and it's not auto renewing if it's deactivated. Because these would say like more recent within 3 months. I don't know. It's gotten me wondered. Oh, by the way, these were deactivated by Etsy. See that? Deactivated by Etsy. You can't sell LOL items. I listed them as a supply because it's an art kit, by the way. So, yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. But in the meantime, I'm probably just going to like do this and just say delete. Because none of these are anything I'm going to relist again. Isn't that funny? I didn't delete these. Why not? I got 7 pages to delete. I wish I could pull more up at one time. So by the way, these are all here because I had moved them to a different store. So they didn't really sell. I just started moving stuff. These sold. It is kind of neat though to go back and see. Right? These are from 2019. You're all looking to see what I sold? Needs review. What's that mean? Oh, now they're all gone. It says 131 are still there. No, there's still 93 inactive. So why didn't it delete these? Oh, it doesn't let me delete them. Interesting. Oh, this was a nice set. I like, it is kind of nice to be able to go back and look because on eBay you lose it after 90 days. You can't look at your sold items. So I kind of like that. Let me see. I gotta look. So Lisa said goodbye. And Mr. saying I miss saying goodbye to her, I think. Oh, kind of like eBay now with the auto relist. I was delisting. Do they still charge for delist? I don't think so. Well, yeah, that's if you're delisting and they're making it deactivating it, yes. Well, but I think you said somewhere you do manual relist. See, I don't do manual relist. Only because I was putting unsold or sold on other platforms into this inactive area. And that would make it so I would have too many items. Let me look at my sold out. Okay, so this doesn't say auto renews or anything. This is what I've sold on Etsy recently. All right, so that's not it. I have a question about not seeing people's wrenches, including mine. Yeah, I don't hand out wrenches to everybody on here. Wrenches are for moderators, yeah. I think I got a couple of you have wrenches though, right? I think I usually have a couple wrenches out there, but yeah, Michelle's got one and Anissa. Sometimes I'll hand them out temporarily. So if you have a channel and you want to promote your channel, I'll give you a wrench, but then I usually take it away. I'm very picky on who I provide wrenches to. Oh, look at you guys. I'm sharing my screen still. Oh, let me stop sharing. So you're literally seeing like this empty nest of stuff. I use the manual settings on Etsy. I want to choose whether to relist. Yeah, I was doing that at one time, but it became confusing because I was having other things in there, and then I was like, wait, did I sell that, or did it just go there because it ended? So it became confusing. Yeah, other channels make everybody moderators for YouTube money. You don't make any money having more moderators. I'm here waiting for bad actors. I've only had one, knock on wood. I've only had one. Yeah, you don't make any money by having a bunch of moderators. And the problem with making everybody, like when I was in Adam's channel watching this morning, he made me a moderator. I don't ever ask like, hey, I'm not in blue, make me a moderator. Because anybody could come on here as junk trader, right? I could steal junk trader's profile and I can make a junk trader thing and come on here and I'd be like, oh, there's Anissa. She's in here all the time. I'm going to give her a wrench. I don't know how I missed you, Anissa, right? That type of thing. And then they start spamming. They start taking your wrench away. They start timing you out. Like there's stuff they can do. They can go to all of my comments and delete the comments that are left on my videos. There's just so much stuff that they can do that I don't know everybody close enough to trust them with my channel, if that makes sense. So I don't do that. And I know some people do it because like if they've got online auctions, then they'll do it to say, yeah, I've got your name and address so I can, I know that I have your information so you can bid, or, so many channels use it in different ways. But I know there's one channel I went to one time when I first started watching YouTube, and you had to pay to belong to their channel to bid. And I think it was like $1. And I was like, I'm not paying no dollar because I don't even know if I want to bid on something. And I was a little kind of perturbed by it. But now I'm like, all right, now I understand why they were doing that. It's just so you're not giving, by paying $1, you're becoming a member of the channel versus giving them moderator status. Because, yeah, with a moderator, there's so much stuff you can do. And you just don't know. And I've heard some horror stories. So, so there's very few people that I know kind of like in real life. Not really in real life, but maybe outside of YouTube is who I've added on. Yeah. Oh, so junk trader. All right, Anissa, you've got a wrench, so I got to be careful because you didn't know that. So now you know the powers that you have. Do you know that now when somebody gives you a wrench, it tells you you've been wrenched, and it tells you that like an FAQ for moderators. I heard somebody over there. I got to run now. Catch the rest on replay. Are you on Wednesday? I plan on being on Wednesday. Yeah. Yep. Hopefully. As of right now. I would never do anything to hurt your channel. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I never ask for a rent, says Yvette. Means I have to work instead of enjoying the lies. Plus, I have no idea how to drop a link. Yeah, it is nice. Like I know Johnny, Cajun Reseller, he gives everybody a wrench because he's always saying drop links, drop links. But I've learned that I get very, very few people who actually come and watch my channel when I drop a link. So I dropped a link today in Adam's show. I said, hey, when Adam's show is done, come watch mine. I don't think anybody came here from Adam's show. If you did, let me know, but I don't think so. So yeah, I don't really even drop my link that often. Very, very, very rarely do I drop a link, even though they say drop a link. I don't drop it. I should learn. Me either. I don't know how to drop a link either. You just copy and paste a link. You could drop a link to like your eBay store, and we could all go buy something from you, Anissa. You just copy it, and then you paste it down into the comment box. I came here from the bathroom. Well, thanks for going before you came here. Although, you know what? You all are more than welcome to bring me into the bathroom with you. I'm okay with that. You can listen to me while doing your business. I always feel weird because in the morning, I'm always listening to YouTube when I'm taking a shower, getting ready in the morning. And then I feel bad because sometimes like this morning, I jumped into Larry. I was listening to him, and he makes me laugh, makes me smile and laugh in the morning. And he was saying something, and I'm like, oh, I had to jump in and say something. And then I'm like, oh, now people are going to know I'm here, and they're going to be saying hi to me and all that type of stuff. And I'm like Tracy, what she was saying on Saturday. She goes, yeah, I come in, and a lot of times Tracy doesn't even say hi, or she'll say hi just so somebody like me knows that she's here. But then you're working, you're listening, you're doing stuff. And I hate that I have to like run back. And in the morning when I'm getting ready, I don't have my glasses on. So I can't see the chat. So I can't even see after I've said something. I don't even know if people are replying unless at least Larry, he's the type of person who brings up every single chat. So I know that if somebody replied to me, he's gonna mention it. And so I always feel bad because I'll say hi and then everybody will be like, hi Tamara. And I very, very rarely will say hi back to everybody because I don't have my glasses on. I can't even see that you're saying hi to me. Tracy says those networking channels never help your channel. More likely to hurt your channel by having empty subs. Yeah. I mean, I've got 1,900 subs right now, but there's no way the 1,900 people are watching my channel. TNT show is the only one that I can use my passive aggressive side and put the hammer down. I'm assuming you're saying Tommy and Tracy's. I wish I could stay up to watch that live. There was so many times yesterday I had some smart aleck comment I wanted to say so bad, but it's just not the same typing it in the chat after the fact, right? In the comment section. My fishing channel has 184,000 subs, but I don't mingle it with reseller community. Wow, that is a ton of subs. You must be like really busy putting out content. Do you put out content all the time? That's a lot of subs. That's a lot of subs. Morning, Jen. Soft clap. I am done shipping. 4 done. Need to find 1. There you go. I'm all done mine. All done my shipping. I can't say that either. I just can't. I am officially old. Oh my gosh, me too. Me too. It took everything to stay up for the Patriot game the other night, and then I stayed up last night to watch the Buccaneers game, which both of them, like, why did I even bother? Because both teams lost, but they're both the teams I watch. I'm becoming more of a Tampa Bay fan. I think I've said it on here before. I've always been, since I met my husband, really got involved in NFL football. I was always a huge high school football fan. I went to every high school football game. Then I was a cheerleader, so then I was there for the cheering. But I knew the plays, I knew the positions. Like, I was educated to know what was going on. And then when I married to my husband, he was a huge Patriot fan, and they weren't winning back then. And I started watching football with him. And then I got into fantasy football, which I've taken the last 2 years off, and next year I'm going to do it again. So if anybody's into fantasy football, next year I will be doing another fantasy football league because I miss it so much. And so I've always been a big Patriot fan and never a big Tom Brady fan. I was a Wes Welker, and I was Gronkowski. Like, I was like those type of people fans. But never really a big Tom Brady fan. He was always good, but I was never like, oh, Tom Brady, like all that. And then he left and went to Tampa Bay. And last year I didn't really watch any football. I was very anti-football, anti-NFL, I should say, not football, NFL. And we didn't watch really any football. And then the playoffs hit, and I saw Tampa Bay was in it, and I said, okay, I'm going to have to see how Tom Brady's doing. I mean, he's made it to the playoffs with them. And then I just started watching it. And of course, I knew Gronk was there, and I've been a huge Gronkowski fan. I've got his rookie card. I like him. So now I find more enjoyment watching the Tampa Bay. They've got an amazing team, And the problem with and I know you guys don't probably care about football, but the problem with the Patriots is they never keep any players for very long. Except for Tom Brady. He was the only one they would keep for a length of time. It seemed like every time I'd start to like a player, they would trade him. And so it was just really hard every year. There was so many players you had to relearn who they were. And Tampa Bay kept every one of their starters from last year to this year. Like, that's so smart. You win the Super Bowl. Why would you change a lot of things up? And that's what the Patriots do every year. They would win a Super Bowl, and then they would get rid of more than half of their team. Goofballs. I need some good Facebook groups to join, says Charlie. What is the topic of the group you would like to join? TNT shows are the bomb. I learn and laugh always. I know. There's always a tidbit nugget of some type of information that I walk away with. Although you didn't talk a lot of reselling this last week, though. I was actually, unfortunately, imagining Tommy in his costume with his chaps and stuff, because he was talking about that. Just watching Sonny's reaction, sometimes I felt like things they were either going over his head, or he didn't quite understand it, or he was uncomfortable answering the question. But if he watches your show, he should know what to expect. Packers won and Bucks lost. Yay. Don't say yay, Jen. I would like them both to win, because I do like my Aaron Rodgers. When I was in fantasy football, he was almost always my quarterback. I was asleep. You are the first thing I wake up to now that I've been put on sleeping pills. He had to increase my dosage. Oh my gosh. So I started taking melatonin. I stopped taking my ibuprofen PM, and I've been taking melatonin. My legs have been so restless at night, and I decided I was going to stop the melatonin to find out if that's what it was, and they were not restless last night. But oh my gosh, I could not sleep Saturday night. they were jumping for, oh my gosh, ungodly hours. I'm like, just stop. It was driving me crazy. Just don't ask Tommy a geography question. I know he needs to literally have like a US map behind him. Didn't know where Idaho was. I don't know. Used to be a huge Steelers fans when they all started. Oh yeah, when they all started political crap, I phased out. Don't really miss it much. I know that's the thing. It went very political. The NFL went very political. With the racial stuff, with so much that it was, yeah. We stopped. That's why we didn't watch last year. Oh, Jan, Tom Brady does not need to retire. That's just because he might beat your Green Bay Packers. Are they in the same division? Like, I don't even know what teams. Like, I'll know Buffalo Bills and the Patriots will never be in the Super Bowl together because they're in the same conference. But I don't know who's in like the other conferences, like and all that. Can I ask you, T.O., what you take? I take Ambien, but I want something natural. Melatonin only does so much for me. Yeah, melatonin. I don't know if that's what's making my legs jump. I just started taking that because I was doing a CBD concoction. So when my daughter comes on next Sunday, she'll be here next week. So I probably won't have a show next Monday because I'll have my daughter and her boyfriend will be here, and I'm going to give my attention to them. But we're going to go, actually next Monday, we're going to the reservation because they've got like 15 dispensaries for marijuana. And I'm going to go and see if I can find something for sleep. The CBD it's been okay, but my brother's like, well, you got to mix it with the CBD tincture with melatonin. And I'm like, how do you know it's not just the melatonin that's doing the work? So I've been kind of testing them both separately to find out which one's really working. Yes, I'm the same as you after the political stuff. No respect for our country and lives that were lost in the past for our freedoms today. Exactly. After the kneeling, I was like, okay, the kneeling, because the NFL came out and said pretty much no kneeling, right? If you want to kneel, go do it in the locker room. Don't use our national anthem as your whatever. And then they reversed that last year, and that's when I was like, yeah, screw you, NFL. They don't get a penny of my money except for watching the show, but I won't buy merch or anything like that anymore. We'll see. Maybe sometime in the future. I hope so. I miss it. I really missed football last year. Thrift resell. Okay, so I would say, did you ever join that eBay? All right, I'm going to drop a link to a Facebook group that Yvette, I think Holly's in it, Yvette, and I think that I know Anissa's in it. This is by far, in my opinion, the best eBay reselling group that's out there. This is mostly eBay related. They do talk about other stuff, but most of the time is eBay related. I'm sorry, should have clicked on this. Other than that, I haven't really found any, like there's the boss group and the thrifting board, but I don't know, it's always the same type of post over and over again. I find that this group, the eBay and e-commerce haunt, I feel like it's more of like your next level of group. So they're not talking about, it's not just people saying, oh, my sales are bad. It's more of a more in depth of, well, what are you selling and why do we think it's not selling? Like they kind of talk a little bit more into it than oh, poo, bore me, somebody scammed me, right? I mean, I'm so sick of those type of posting groups. It's ridiculous. Amen, midlife picker. Yeah, hard for me to resist football. I know, that's how I'm feeling. You were talking about us. No, I'm not. I'm shipping and heard Sunny across the room. Yes, I was talking about your show. I watched it. What I'd like to see is the video of you in your chaps for your dress up that you do with your wife. I was thinking about, they were talking about in a fantasy land, who would you want your partner to be dressed up as? And that was the question. And I sat there thinking, My husband looks like Santa. Like there's like, yeah, oh, I want you to look like, I don't know, whoever. He's never going to dress up to look like that person. He's always going to look like Santa. Oh gosh, it's funny. I am beyond over all the sports, inserting political anything. I go to watch a game, not hear any other message than sports I'm watching. Amen. Amen. I heard magnesium helps with restless legs. Yeah, and doesn't it no, maybe it's potassium. Potassium's bananas, right? That's for like cramps and stuff, which my husband had a cramp on Saturday night, and he got up and walked, and he went and drank some water because I'm like, you're not drinking enough, you got cramps. And um when he got back into bed, that's when my restless legs started, and I did nothing but bitch and moan. The next morning I mentioned it to my in-laws. My legs were just jumping all night. And he goes, I know, you bitched about it all night long. I'm like, damn right. If I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to make sure you know it. Magnesium calms too. Okay. So I do have this. My dad used to have restless legs all the time. And I had this like, I had a cream, and I had I think it was a spray, but it was like a spray of an oil. Then you would just rub it in. And he said that used to work really well. I got to see if I can find that again. Yeah, Sunny was such a down to earth and very pleasant guest, Tracy. Yeah, if you guys don't watch the Tommy Bernard podcast, you should go check it out. I always watch the replay because I just don't stay up. If I'm ever up enough to say hello, it's like they go on at 10 p.m. So for me, it's like from 10 to 10:30, and then I'm like, good night. I'm falling asleep, which I did fall asleep. I think I was live. Well, I think at the time I met you, Yvette, in there, I was listening to you live, and my husband was in the other room watching TV, and I had you on when I was kind of dozing off, and he came in and he's like, can you turn that off? I'm like, oh yeah, you woke me up. I'd fallen asleep listening to you. So I gave you some watch hours. Not that you need them. Benadryl, sleepy, but might be groggy in the morning. I was groggy yesterday morning, and I think I don't know if that melatonin. Today I woke up chippy cheer, slept great last night, didn't take anything for sleep. So that's always nice. Hey, oh, good morning. Good morning, Diane. I'm all done packing, so I'm just pretty much talking. I know we even had a topic for today, right? Which was, it's Christmas week, let's talk sales. So that really was more about your sales. How did your sales do? So how did your sales do overall through the whole quarter 4? Like, I know we're not completely done yet, but I would say at this point, Christmas sales are done. And I'm feeling pretty good. My sales are down overall from last year, but last year was just an incredible year, and I busted butt last year. This year I did not bust butt at all. I really took it easy, but I'm very happy with the amount of work I put into the amount of sales I've gotten. I still got to total up all my platforms, but I'm feeling like I did very well overall in all the platforms. Oh yes, Yvette, has eBay started working again? Is your BP meds interfering with your sleep? Hey, good morning, Jeanette. I don't know if mine are. I've not ever noticed it, and I've been taking my blood pressure meds for a while, so I don't think it's that for me. It's make-believe. My blonde wife is never going to look like Kate Beckinsale. I know it's make-believe, but I guess if you kept your eyes closed and it was a dark room. I thought I heard my husband coming down. He is, so I won't share that story. I was just about ready to share a story. Oh, okay. Thank you. I agree. I just joined a couple of the bigger groups and found them to be egocentric. Cough, cough. Yes. There's Casey from Rockstar Flipper. Like, I will not rejoin his group. When I lost my Facebook last year, I rejoined some groups. His was one I would not rejoin because it's just full of drama. It is ridiculous. And I think the bigger the group is, the more drama you're going to see. And I don't mind helping people that are getting started and stuff like that, but I just feel like after a while, it's just, I don't know, just becomes tiresome seeing the same stuff. Yeah, Yvette says it's an awesome group. They've helped me immensely and agree that there is some very informative info from savvy sellers in there, way more positive than any group I've joined. Yeah, that group is really good. There's a couple big sellers, like there's a guy, Danny, and he sells t-shirts. He owns his own business for t-shirts. And so he's talked a lot about the progression of his business over the years. Like, was it a couple years ago when they brought in, was it Teespring or something like that? eBay gave them free insertions, so they were able to flood the market with something like, I don't know, 10 million or whatever. And so it was a huge amount of listings for free of t-shirts, and which just drove his business down considerably. There's a lot of talk in there about Vero. He deals with Vero a lot, and what he's doing to kind of combat that. And then there's another guy, Charlie. He's just some really good conversations in there that really make you look at your business and think about your business in the direction that you might want to go in. A lot of them are involved in, so there's eBay execs in there, and there's other eBay just employees. So it's nice to know that when you go in that's there. It's not to it's not a group just to crap on eBay all the time. It's like, what are the solutions? So if you find something you don't like about eBay, well, how can we fix it? But in a constructive way, not just get rid of it. Don't do that. Well, there's a reason why they instituted it to begin with. So how do we address that issue? And so that's really nice. Good morning. So what? Yeah, that's it. With those other 2 bags. Mm-hmm. Do you need another bag though? Are you going to bring it to the post office?
Yeah.
Do you need another bag? Or I think they'll fit in that other. I don't know. I threw some stuff in the other bag this morning. In this box.
Yeah.
My mailman is here, and that's my husband. I'm going to ask him a question. He's not coming back. All right, when he comes back, I'm going to ask him a question. All right. I got to see where I was at. I take losartan for high blood pressure, but I take it at night because it makes me drowsy. Is it losartan I take? Or losartan is what I take. I was on lisinopril, but it gave me a dry cough. Hey, I have a question for you. If we were playing Fantasyland amongst the 2 of us, in that type of realm, who would you want me to dress up as? I should have typed. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna type in who I think he's gonna say. Hold on.
Gotta be a specific person?
No. I'm gonna spell it wrong.
Then that's not what I'm gonna say if you spelled it wrong.
Well, say whatever you want. I just put in what I thought, and then I'll tell you what I said.
Maid or a nurse?
You'd want me to be a maid or a nurse? That's better than saying, "Oh, I want you to be Valerie Bertinelli," right? Because obviously I can't be Valerie Bertinelli. I wouldn't look like her unless I got a wig.
That's why I asked if it was going to be specific.
No, it probably would be better to be like, "Oh yeah, be a maid or a nurse." So
he's pissing me off.
Here's the other box. I thought you were going to say Valerie Bertinelli because that's your high school crush. You just stepped on his tail.
I know I did.
That's why he cried.
He's going to get stepped on a couple more times if he keeps.
Well, listen, I am a maid and a nurse all the time to you.
I know.
But not with the outfit. I guess I got to get the outfit. Hey, good morning, SRG. Always preface by saying, if you were easily offended, don't listen. Tracy gets carried away. Yeah, Tracy. Blame it on Tracy. I've made more this year, but had to work much harder. Yeah. I mean, you know what I cannot understand is when I'm in some of these Facebook groups for reselling, unless somebody's just starting out and they just don't know how to do it yet. But when they're like, oh, I'm like in January, when all of a sudden the moratorium on like rent evictions and stuff were happening, and people were like, oh, I need to hurry up and rate. What can I do to hurry up and get, all this money? I need to back pay all this rent I owe or all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, reselling is the best right now. There's so much you can do in reselling, and you can make such good money. You got to work at it, and you can make good money. So I'm like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who are resellers but are having a hard time struggling, unless of course you have a disability or there's, things that, I mean, obviously if all of a sudden your child got really sick and you're taking care of your child, so your reselling is getting put on the back burner, like that's different. But if you're like me, right, able-bodied person who can go out and pick up stuff to flip, and I live in a crappy area. You guys hear me say it all the time, crappy area, but I can still find stuff. I just have to work a little harder. Maybe do a little more traveling. It's kind of like what I tell my husband when he's looking for something, which I heard him say to his friend the other day. I wasn't feeling good. I was laying in bed, and him and his friend came in. It was like 2 p.m. And his friend, they were drinking, and they just gotten done working on something in our property. And so his friend says, after a little while, he goes, "Yeah, got any more beer?" And he goes, "Yeah, there should be some more in the refrigerator." I could hear his friend open the refrigerator, and he must have said something like, "There's not any beer," or whatever. And then I hear Tony say, "Well, my wife is always saying you may have to move something to find what you're looking for." Right? How many have spouses like that, where they open the refrigerator, "I don't see any," and I'm like, "Well, you might have to move the gallon of milk to see the 1 can of beer that's left in there." Right? You might have to move something. I kind of feel like that when it comes to reselling. You might have to do a little work. You might have to dig a little harder if you live in an area like me where there's not a lot of easy access to stuff. So, should I share retail arbitrage bolos to gain a following on Instagram? If you want the competition, what do you get from Instagram? Like, if you've got a large Instagram following, what do you get? What is the benefit of that? That's the question. You have to be a very special person to be in groups that cater to newer sellers. The same questions day in and day out. Yes, so many of them. So many of them. I'm way behind now, ain't I? Now I know why people get behind when they do this. There's also a few sellers admins that do not sell much at all. Yes, you are correct, Anissa. There is an admin. I don't think she sells like maybe couple items a year. I don't think she sells much at all. But so I was starting to say that in that group, that eBay Haunt group that I put a link to, again, I love the group. A lot of them are called, or like a lot of them are tasked by eBay to be in like research groups. So the gentleman Danny I was talking to, he got the beta of the coupon codes before anybody else did. But we all got to hear about the coupon codes before it was even announced to the general public. So we knew they were coming. That's what's nice about that group. But a lot of them are on panels. They're on like monthly calls. One thing that gets so irritating is that they get gifts all the time by eBay. So they're always posting their free things they get. And they're not inexpensive things. They're not just getting a t-shirt and a mug. They're getting, $500 sound systems and stuff like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous what they get. But I mean, they do some work for them. But I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe they need to start listening to other voices and not always the same, because if they keep coming out with stuff that is not making people happy and they have the same advisors out that are eBay sellers advisors, then maybe they need to change that up every now and then. Yeah, it's working a little, about 20 sales, but only have 80 listings. I know she lost all those listings. Poor Yvette. So if people don't know, Yvette lost her account for some like glitch system in the managed payment back in, wasn't it like August, and you just got it back a few weeks ago, and it was right at the 90-day mark. She got it at 89 days, and then all of her listings, she only had a day to be able to reactivate them all, but she thought she had another day, and it ended up being that it was like the day before that it all ended up disappearing. So she lost all of those unsold listings that she could have just relisted. Yeah, stinks. So then she got to take pictures and start all over, which is on my to-do list, to import everything into List Perfectly since I'm paying for it. So I have at least that as a backup if something happens. So that's one thing I would say in the next week or so. Like next week is to my train of thought is already there, but to start thinking about what do you want for 2022. And I know for me, one of my things is to come up with a fail safe thing. If for some reason I lost eBay, and eBay is my main selling platform, what do I do for all those listings that I hadn't cross posted? Because I don't cross post everything, some of them. So what if I lost all that? What would I do? Like, it would be a nightmare. So I'm going to start. That's my focus for next year, is to figure that out, to get that in place. They are selective who they let in. Joe Blue forgot his full name. Now got me in, and then he was on my personal page and hated my political leaders and deleted and blocked me, but let me stay in group. Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. He's not there anymore in that group. He started a group and then left the group. His last name's not Blue. Yeah, you forgot his full name. I can't remember his name either. I think he's got some illness going on. Yeah, he started a group, left it, like overnight left it, and then this was like a kickoff of that group. And then he all of a sudden showed back up in the group. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy. I know who you're talking about. I'm off from teaching until January 18th. There you go. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's what's so nice about being in the teaching world, is in the education, because you get all that, not all, I say all that time off, but you get like blocks of time off that give you the opportunity to be able to test out things. So I know you've been doing reselling for a while, but people who have been thinking about leaving a profession, when you get a block of time and you can say, okay, I'm going to make pretend for this next 2 weeks that I'm doing this full time, so you can see if you like it before quitting your job. That is amazing. So if you've got like vacation time or something like that, that you can take a lump sum in one week. Like I know my sister-in-law worked at a bank, and they would always make her take 2 weeks off at a time. I think it's just to make sure like they don't see like it. I don't know if it's embezzling or whatever, but the bank's rule was you always had to take off 2 weeks. So yeah, so I think that is great for people who are thinking about going full time. I'm gonna try and catch up. Only because my husband said he wants me to be a nurse. I'm a nurse, and my husband tells me, I hope you don't treat all your patients like this when they're sick. No sympathy for the man flu here. My husband is such a baby. Such a baby. All right, so he's gone. So I did want to tell you that one time. So we went through a period. We've been married since 1989, so however long that is, and 30 some odd years. And we went through a period where it was just like, it was boring. Like things were boring in our relationship. And we were like let's have an affair, but have an affair with each other. So he had a persona that he had, and then I had one, and we would call each other during the day, and his name was Carlos, so I would ask for Carlos, and then he would switch over to Carlos and talk like Carlos. And we did that. It was fun. I don't even know how long we did that for, but it was, just kind of spice up a marriage. You gotta keep things fun. And that's what we did. I don't remember what his name for me was, but I remember his. Yeah, I follow Thrift to Travel on IG, but I found a product of my own that I did well with until she put it out there. She's got a huge following. Yeah. She's really gotten big. So you kind of have to be careful when you're following things like that. Hey, good morning, Bonnie. My phone just beeped. Oh, my husband's got a delivery today from UPS. Midlife, my mom was a registered nurse. Oh, I forgot to click it. And I used to say she never took me to the doctor unless I was literally dying. Right? Why? She can just check you over for herself. Instagrammers are doing live sales, especially vintage groups. Yeah, I went to Vicky from the Vicky show. Vicky and who? Why do I always forget their names? Oh my gosh. Well, I went to her live one time, but you know what I've been doing lately is going to the is it called the what app? No, the what? How much for Godzilla? They're together. Oh, I just had a sale. Wish I would have seen that before my husband. I didn't hear the cha-ching. Did you guys hear the cha-ching? What is that called? What? Whatnot? Yeah, the Whatnot. The Whatnot app. Whatnot? I sat in there the other day watching, and there was this T-shirt that went for so cheap. But it's people mostly vintage stuff in there that I follow that do live things. So you have to download the Whatnot app to be able to watch it and bid on stuff. But in order to sell, you have to like submit an application and all that. They send out offers like that all the time to take surveys or do something for lump sums of money. I thought everyone got those. I think they do it to select people. I did one time. They gave me a gift card, an e-gift card, and I don't think I ever spent it. It was $100. Don't think I ever spent it, and I don't know where the email is. Can you also monetize your lives and get paid for post? I don't know that on Instagram. So if you got a lot of followers, I think you'll get like sponsorships and stuff like that, but I don't know if you get paid. Not sure. I know Jeanette Ink Frog keeps all your listings and photos, but I'm already paying for List Perfectly. So I'd hate to pay for something like Ink Frog on top of it. When I watch people where thugs get posted in Facebook groups, gives me information on not to sell that item. I do the opposite that is intended for. Yeah. Telling my in-laws lately, we've been telling them since they moved over here, what to do for this and what to do for that and where to go for this and where to go for that. And they're doing the complete opposite. So, and my father-in-law's back has been bothering him, and I keep telling him to come down and sit on the inversion table and, to lay on it. And so he came in the other day and I said, don't get on my inversion table. Don't do that. Right? Because I'm like, now I got to do the reverse psychology because they're doing the opposite of what we say. So we're telling them, giving them suggestions on like what bank to use. My mother-in-law has a hard time with mobility. She walks with a walker. So we've been saying, do grocery pickup. We love it at Walmart. It's what we do. But no, they insist on going into Walmart to do the grocery shopping. And then they complain about how tired they are when they get home. So I'm like, don't do grocery pickup. Go in the store and walk around and be tired. I've listened to a podcast where Harry Tornado was talking about how you can earn $1,000 filming a sale for $5 that you can resell for $100. Well, so you can do that on Instagram. I don't know how you monetize Instagram. Right. I find it super interesting, the idea of leveraging every aspect of reselling. A lot of people look at every aspect of reselling, and that's how come they end up selling their, the best men's clothing guide, buy this guide, buy this on how to get started with this, and buy this to get started with that. So I can, I think a lot of people do that. They sell courses and stuff like that, but I'd be interesting to know about that. I don't know. YouTube is so much work. So the idea of adding on Instagram too. And like, even I think Tommy and Tracy were talking about this the other day on their show, that when you give attention to one area of your business, another area suffers. That's what I have found. When I spend time on Amazon, my eBay and my other, like the thrifting type stuff, that seems to slide and my sales start to dip when I'm focusing on Amazon. This year, everything did really well, but Amazon is down because I have not focused on Amazon, but I've done very well on eBay. Very well for me. Let me see what my year to date on Amazon. I'm year to date 40% down from last year, and I've sold $78,000 worth. There you go. Why don't you focus? Maybe because it sees my head. But look at that balance. There, I got $2,900 coming. I just took out a big chunk, like 3,000, maybe a little bit more than that, because I had all those pop rocks. So yeah, so you got to think, all right, if you're spending all this time creating this content for Instagram and it's keeping you from listing, it was you, Tommy, because you were talking about how Philly, which Paul is not in here yet today, how he had spent 5 minutes editing a video, or 5 hours editing a video. And Tommy was like, could you imagine how much you could have gotten listed on eBay in those 5 hours? So I think something always has to give. And if it's not your reselling business, then maybe it's your family, which Tracy kept telling Sunny the other day is, can you, do you make sure you take time? You got to take a day off. And a day off isn't, oh, I'm going to go to the thrift store today. No, a day off is something for your family, for yourself. Like, you got to take time for that. It's so important. It's so easy to get engulfed in reselling, especially when you're working for yourself and it's your, like, that's putting food on your table. It's putting a roof over your head. It's paying for your heat or your air conditioning, whatever, that you got to I don't know, like, especially if you're in a family unit, right? So, I mean, Paul doesn't have a wife and kids and all that. So, but if he did, it's so important to keep that there. Good morning, Sherry. Sorry, I am late. I know you've missed a couple hours. You can go back and watch it, but happy to have you here right now. I graduated high school in 89. Way to make me feel old. You're not old. I got married in 89. Now to make me feel old. Yeah, role play much? Well, yes, you gotta have fun. Spicy is good. Bet he remembers your name. He probably does. I should ask him what it is. Can you talk like Carlos just to give us perspective? No. No, I would have to change the rating on my show. But it was fun. It was really, really fun. Yeah, we had a good time. You got to do stuff like that. You got to keep a marriage, and you just got to keep it healthy and interesting. And you don't want to get into the dumb of everyday stuff, and you just pass each other by in the hallway of your home, and you're sleeping next to each other, but you don't even talk. Like, you just, yeah, you gotta do it. Learn from experience, right? I've learned that you got to do that. Katie and Vicky, why do I have such a hard time? So it's actually Katie that sells on there. Why do I have such a hard time remembering that? Thanks, Bonnie and Anissa, for saying their names, because, gosh, it's funny how something can be in your head, but I can't come up with what it is. I know, no cha-ching. I feel robbed. I don't understand why I didn't get the cha-ching. Man, I feel robbed. I made sure that my volume was up. Actually, maybe my volume is not up. I made sure that this was turned on because I silence it at night. But, let me see, my volume is on. Yeah, well, the ringer's loud. I don't know. Don't know why it didn't ding ding. Received my secret Santa gift from a resellers group I am part of. Hershey Kisses candy cane. Lord help me now. That's fun. I should have done something like that. I don't really get gifts at Christmas, so I guess it's kind of a way of getting gifts from people is by giving more gifts to non-family. Well, I mean, I'm getting gifts from my kids this year. Arrived at military post. Oh, hey, remember this morning I was saying how I sent out some reminders on USPS for those who were watching earlier, and I hadn't heard anything. I just got a text saying that it arrived at the military post office. So it was, one of them was an APO package. I was hoping that they were going to get it before Christmas. So hopefully they will. That's good. Oh my God, 1 pound, 14-ounce bag. That's a huge bag. Ooh, see, I'd have a hard time with that because trying not to eat that junk. My son says to me, my son, he's on the spectrum, and he says he's off Wednesday through Saturday. And I said, when are you coming over? And he goes, well, I think I'm going to come over on Friday morning and then leave Saturday morning. I said, you're only coming over for a day? And he sleeps during the day. So he'll get here, sleep during the day, and then he'll be up all night. So I'll only get him for a few hours as long as, I'll try and stay up all night, right? I'll try and stay up till like midnight at least so I can spend that much more time with him. And he says, oh, I just bought a Nintendo Switch. So I'm like, bring some games over because I only have Mario Kart in the game that came with my Switch. And I said, so bring over some other games that we can play because I got to figure out which ones I want to buy myself. And he goes, well, what kind of candy do you, what kind of candy? I think it was candy. He said, what kind of candy do you want from Hannaford's? Hannaford's is a grocery store up here in the Northeast. He goes, I'm going to be going grocery shopping and I just need to get you something for Christmas. I told him to buy me some nuts or, something that's really not candy. I'm trying to cut back on the sugar intake. My son, grocery shopping at a grocery store, or a Christmas shopping at a grocery store. All right, vintage Instagram lives get high prices, much higher than eBay. Yeah, I've been on some, and they get some really good prices. Yeah, Tracy, nobody ever talks about the damage done to family time. Amen. So many people, especially when you're starting up a business. Man, think my kids are older, but like I will be shutting everything down next week when my daughter's here. She will get 100% of my attention on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday while she's here, and AJ will get all of my attention when he's here for Friday night. That's it. That's family time is so important, and I take time. Like my husband will come down sometimes, and I'll be working, and he'll say, you want to go to lunch? And I'll look and I'll be like, oh, I was planning on taking all these pictures. I was planning on doing all this. Like I had all this stuff I wanted to go do. But I'm like, okay, let's go have lunch, right? Because it's so important. I can get that done when I get back. So instead of working till 4, I'll work until 6 because I took time and went and had lunch with him. But it is so important for that family time. We got our road trips with the RV coming up. And I told him because he wants to go do something else after taking a whole month off in June. And I said, Tony, I still have a business to run. Like I still have to run the business, right? Because we can't just do family time because we still need to bring in the money. The money is what's paying for the RV and paid for the RV because the RV was paid for with cash, all from my reselling, 22,000, all from reselling. But it's going to pay for the gas. It's going to pay for us to travel and all the stuff we're going to do. And he's really, really wants me to do reselling on the road. Like he goes, just do Amazon, shut down everything else and just do Amazon, just send everything to Amazon. But I don't know. But then I got to focus everything back into Amazon. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, hey, goodbye, Charlie. I know you probably left. You have to run and I am behind by 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. People love the feeling of YouTube status. Yeah. It's funny. Also, I said to somebody the other day, I'm like, oh, I got 1,900. I think it was my son. I'm like, I got 1,900 subscribers. And he's like, oh my gosh, Mom. Like he couldn't believe how many YouTube subscribers I have. He's got a YouTube channel and he says, I don't know how many he has. He won't share his channel with me because he doesn't want me to watch him. But I'm hoping that someday when I'm no longer on this earth, that my kids will go back to my channel, they'll watch these videos. Hopefully I don't die in a mannerism that makes people have to delete my channel like they did to Dusty and stuff. But I'm hoping that my kids can go back and watch my videos and just hear my voice, because man, what I wouldn't give to sit and listen to my dad on videos. Even professional jobs damage families. Yes. My wife works and lives in Northern Virginia. I'm too stubborn to leave North Carolina to be with her. We've been doing this for 16 years. Wow. Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, traditionally, right? Normally it would be the father goes off to work, and he works and works and works. He works so many hours, and um, there's some that just feel so much that they have to put in so many hours to keep their positions, and especially even with women, though, women feel like they have to prove so much in the workforce that they're the first ones to volunteer for the overtime. And my sister does that. I have a sister who works all the time. She works in the radiology department. She's a radiology tech at the VA, and man, that girl works 12-hour days, 4 days a week, but then she goes and works at another hospital other days. And then when somebody wants time off, she'll fill in for that person. She works all the time. I said, she goes, well, I need it for retirement. I'm like, you're not even going to make it to retirement. You're unfortunately will probably be one of those people who will retire and then will end up dying within a year of retirement from health issues, just because gosh, she works all the time. That's one thing I learned from my father, is that when he got sick with Alzheimer's, and he was young, he was very young. I mean, he had a stroke when he was 50. He became disabled after his stroke. And then, but he was still able to do stuff. He still could drive and stuff, but it just wasn't fully the same. But when he got his Alzheimer's in his 60s, that's when people are just retiring. And all of a sudden now he's got Alzheimer's. And all these things that he would normally have planned, because my mom had still been working, all these things they had planned to do in retirement, they couldn't do it now because he needed care all the time. So that's one thing. When I started seeing my dad get worse, I said, I am not pausing my life until I'm got enough money, I got enough time, I got enough whatever. Like, we're doing stuff now. So the year that my dad got really bad, my husband and I'm like, we are taking 2 weeks and we are going cross country. I've always wanted to do Route 66. We're going to do it now. I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, we're doing it. I am not waiting until retirement, because I may never make it. My husband may die, or I may die, or somebody may become disabled and we can't do it. So I do live my life today for today. So that's how I live, because you just can't think about the future. So make those arrangements to fit those stuff in today. Yeah, Katie and Vicky are in the boss group. They're super helpful, along with Teresa. I agree. They are both very helpful in the community. Same with Teresa. Yeah, the boss group is good, but it's a big one. There's a lot of new people, so that one is tough. That one is tough to maneuver through all the time. Yeah, I'm already in holiday mode. That's where I am, Tracy. Holiday mode only. Like, just packaging up orders, not running sales. I mean, I did send those orders yesterday, or offers, but I probably won't send any more after today. I don't want anybody to buy today thinking they're going to get it in time for Christmas. So I just don't even want to encourage any sales. I'm okay if I get no sales, but I don't want to shut my store down. But I'm okay if nobody buys. But I do sell. I got my planners and stuff, and those are things that people are buying right now for the new year. So I don't want to shut any of that stuff down. I'm not sure I'll get much listings done. Part of me is thinking about getting some. I was going to do listings today. I want to get this organized. This winter, I really want to move my desk. I have an old rug that was thrown here that whoever we bought the house from, he had this rug down here, and he used to have his exercise equipment on it. So it's got all these like grease marks, and it's just worn down. I don't know why my husband put it here when he put my desk and everything on it. And this desk is heavy, so it stayed as is. When I had other throw rugs I would have put here. I vacuumed this rug and it doesn't look like I even vacuumed it. So I'm like, I really want to pull this rug out and put a different rug here. Plus, so behind me, this floor over here has got radiant floor heating, so it's really warm. But I'm in this little, all right, so let me do this. All right, see this wall right here, right? This wall, this length. So this juts out from the rest of the house, and our bedroom is actually above us. So that juts out. This has no radiant floor heating underneath it. So being 10 degrees out today, my feet are so cold right now. Even though I got slippers, but it's really cold. So I want to put something down. I want to look up. I wonder if they sell like heated rugs, something that I can put down that's almost like radiant floor heating under my desk that I can turn on and have heat on my feet. That would be really cool. Otherwise, I might just get a little heater. But I want to change this rug because it always looks dirty, and it's not dirty. I mean, it is dirty, but it's not anything I can do anything about. Hey, I'm catching up to you guys. Yeah, I sure do miss Dusty's YouTube. Yep, I agree. With Dusty, not only did they delete their channel, but their eBay store with over 10,000 items is gone, even though his son had worked the biz for a year. It was probably a lot for him. I think I heard Scott say that he was moving or going back to college. He was going to college or doing something. I can't remember what it is, but I think he's like had made a plan for moving on with his life. So, hey, back again. Show some love to Tamara. Hit that thumbs up. I know I only got 12 thumbs up. What the heck? What the heck, folks? I didn't even turn on ads today, so people didn't have to watch an ad before they came on my show. So hit that thumbs up. Dying a year from retirement age is my nightmare or worst, hospice care. That's why I'm building it for my son. I have to learn before I can teach, right? Yes, Tio, exactly. My husband had a friend. So in the military, if you're in the military, after 20 years, you can retire. So if you join the military when you're 18, you're 38 years old and you're eligible for retirement from the military. Well, he had a friend of his retire who was, I don't know how old he was. He was one of the guards at the gate. So when I got up to the gate, when I got on to go to the base, that's who I saw all the time. Amazingly nice man. Oh my gosh, just love that guy so much. He was very, very nice. Well, he was retired 6 months and found out he had cancer, and he died like so fast from his cancer. Just devastating. And I think of him all the time, and I'm just like, man, he didn't even get to enjoy retirement. He was a big hunter like my husband, and they had talked about all these trips they were going to go on, not together, but that all this guy was going to go on, and never had a chance to do any of that stuff. Sad. Put a heating pad under the rug. Make sure it has a timer on it. Yeah, I wanted to see whether or not they have something like that. I'm going to do a little research today. I just bought a Bissell little green carpet cleaner. I've never been so excited to clean my carpets. I know I got my mom's carpet cleaner and I cleaned the one in our bedroom. We've been here for 4 years this month, and they had a treadmill in the bedroom. And when we moved in, I was like, oh, their treadmill left this like grease spot. And I kept telling my husband, you should take that carpet cleaner and see if you can get it out. Well, I finally did it myself. Like, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 months ago, month and a half. And I took the carpet cleaner and I finally did it 4 years later. And it came out. I was thinking it wouldn't, but it ended up coming out. So I could do that to this, but I don't know. I'd rather just rip it up. I'm in my office. Nobody comes down here except for family. Like, nobody sees it. I did buy my daughter a carpet cleaner. She wanted one for Christmas for their throw rugs. And I bought her one. It's kind of big. She wanted a small one. I think it might be too big for them. But she's going to get it anyhow. Good morning. Is it like Javelina? Is the J actually a silent J? Or it's obviously probably Annie is your name. So good morning. Welcome to the channel. First time I've seen you here, I think. My older brother did that. He's now a mailman in Texas. Mailmen have it rough. I told you my mailman died, right? Last week, I think I mentioned it to you guys. Didn't know that he had leukemia, and he got better, came back to work, and then the substitute for when he was sick was at the door the other day, and I said, "Oh," I said, "Are you covering now for?" I don't even know his name, but I said, "Are you covering now for the mailman?" And she said, "He died. He died the week after Thanksgiving." I said, "I had no idea." She said, "Yeah, he found out his leukemia was back and then he died, like right away." Sad to say that because, I obviously don't want anybody to pass away. Hey, good morning. Jen, did I say hi to you? I don't think I said hi when you came in. So, hello. I saw heater squares that can go under carpets. You can connect them to a thermostat. I saw it at Home Depot. Okay. I was hoping I could have one I could just turn on and then turn off. I like the idea where Tracy said just put a timer on it. I don't want to have to like connect it to a thermostat. So I'm going to check and see if I can find something, because that would be the best for right here. I don't really want to put my I don't want to get like a heater and put it under my desk. My legs aren't hot. I mean, my legs aren't cold. It's just my feet. I do got some slippers. Probably be good if I'd put them on, huh? I'll miss your mailman stories. Well, so I got the mailman that I bring my mail to. He's still around. He's still alive. He actually is still working at my post office, even though they've reassigned him because they haven't found somebody to do the work yet. So I actually mentioned to her, so this is the mailman that came to my house, two different people. So I mentioned to her, though, that my post office is looking for somebody. I really like her, this girl. She came to the house one day when she first, maybe it was last summer, and she goes, "I got a flat tire. I saw when I was bringing the package, I saw that your husband has an air compressor. Do you think he would let me use it?" And I said, "I'm sure he would have no problem." I said, "But I don't know how to use it," because he wasn't around. And she goes, "Oh, I know how to do it." So she brought her car from up on the road, because we got a long driveway, down to into the garage, and pumped her air up and stuff. But yeah, she's a spitfire. She's young. I don't think she's probably only in her 20s, maybe early 30s. She's not very old. My husband says that she's got about 10 cartons of cigarettes sitting on her front seat. So she must smoke in her car while delivering mail. I've never noticed the smell of it, but hey, good morning, Claudia. Came in and heard someone passed away. I'm sorry. Yeah, my mailman who delivers the mail to my house passed away. Not the one I bring my mail to. Oh, I would be even more devastated if it was him. That guy is amazing. He's just a great, great guy. Still lives at home with his father. He's in his 40s, but just a really, really nice guy. All right, it is like after radiant heat. I'm gonna have to check into that. I'm gonna have to check and see what I can find. Might go to Lowe's later today. It looks like the sun is out, so maybe today would be a good day to run around. I gotta find some stocking stuffers. So I thought maybe at Lowe's I can find some, I don't know, multi-gadget that does something that I can put into the mail's stockings. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to get for stockings. I struggle with stockings. I know people say gift cards, but my stockings are like this big. So it's got to be more than just like a few things. And I got chocolate, but I can't hang it. I can't put it in the stocking until the day we're going to be opening them, because I have a fireplace. And if the fireplace is on and there's chocolate in the stocking, guess what will happen to the chocolate? Hey, good morning, Sylvia. Oh, your son is sick with a fever. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I clicked on that, didn't I? Didn't go up. Hey, I hope he's feeling better. Oh, what a stinky week to be sick. Thanks for telling me hi. I was about to unsub. Don't leave. Sometimes I miss people. Sometimes people don't always say hi, so I don't catch the hi. But they'll say hi to something else, and then I'll be like, different name in the chat today. Sometimes I say hi like 4 or 5 times to people. Use a heating pad on your feet. Yeah, you know what? So my my heating pad is pretty big. My father-in-law is using it because he sleeps with a heating pad on his leg every night because his leg's been bothering him. So he's kind of taken ownership of my heating pad. I don't want to take it from him. I bought an oscillating heater on Facebook for $10 free shipping. Love it. Turns itself on and off and has low and high. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can get a heater. The problem is under my desk, I got other stuff under there, not to mention a ton of cords. But I got my blow dryer under there. But I also have like some boxes and stuff. I would have to move stuff. And I got paper. I have a shelf under there. So I would want to make sure that I'm like nothing would be a fire hazard. That would be a big thing. I'd have to make sure. Yeah, it's always a shock when people pass away. I know, right? It's a circle of life. We all can't live forever, and we all know people are going to pass away, but it doesn't lessen the impact of when it happens. I mean, I didn't know the day my dad was going to die. Well, I did that day. I knew it was probably going to happen that day. I actually thought it was going to happen the day before, but it's tough. Like I was telling somebody recently that I still 4 years later, and I still have a really, really hard time some days. Yeah. We are close to his former in-law. I just came home from an early dinner with my husband's first in-laws. My husband was a widower when we met. That is so nice that you guys still get together with them. Oh, that is so sweet, Claudia. That is nice. Yeah, I would have a hard time if my husband ever passed. Yeah, I would still want my in-laws to be in my life. Did you get approved for the Facebook business page? Hello, Red Dirt Road Resale. Hey, I like your name. I did get approved. I got approved for, I have one that's Yellow Fox. I got approved for that. And then I just applied last week for a second one. Now I will say that my first one, I don't use it because things that I was able to sell under my personal one with shipping, even though it says shipping is available, it won't let me add shipping when I go to list it under my business page. So honestly, I took everything down from my business page because I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't know why it's happening. I haven't asked Facebook because I wanted to wait for the whole Q4 to kind of go before I open a can of worms. Harry Tornado, who was mentioned earlier, I was watching his show. Well, I don't watch him very often, but he had a video out about he had gotten banned. So of course, clickbait, I had to watch it. And I only watched the first few minutes, and he said that he had gotten banned from Facebook for canceling orders and that he didn't even know he was banned until he couldn't add shipping to items. And then he reached out to them and they said, "Oh, well, you've been banned for 90 days or whatever from shipping." So I did have some items that when I transferred items so when you get approved for your business page on Facebook, you can transfer your items that are on your personal over to your business. And so I had done that and those were all okay and I could ship. It was just anytime I tried to add something new, I was having a problem. So I didn't, like again, I wanted to let Q4 go through before I did anything. Are you mostly a Lowe's or Home Depot shopper? I am mostly a Lowe's shopper because Lowe's is like 10, 15 minutes from us, and Home Depot is like 40 minutes. So just because they're close, that's the only reason. I just shoved my feet into 2 padded fabric. I'm going to report you to the post office. I'm pretty sure that is a misuse of padded flat rate envelopes. That is funny. Yeah, he works at FedEx and couldn't work this week. I'm sure they are not happy he took the hardest week to get sick. Oh, I'm sure they're not. Man. Oh, listen, thrifting Goomba, who you don't work for Home Depot anymore, though, do you? He used to work for Home Depot. Don't you work for like a car company or something? And welcome, Michael, to the channel. Yeah, he always jumps in with his Lowe's comments. I don't find there's much difference between Lowe's and Home Depot. Their pricing seems to be around the same, and they carry a lot of the same stuff. So yeah, I don't really have a preference. I really comes down to who's closer. If Home Depot was closer, I'd go to Home Depot all the time. When I lived in Vermont, we went to Home Depot. I remember when Home Depot came in. Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. And we would go walking around, and my son would just pick up all the loose nails and screws from the floor, and he would keep them, and he would make stuff with them, and that was nice. But so now that we live here, Lowe's is closer. So I got approved, but when I transferred, it only transferred 20 out of 900. I use Vendu to cross post. Oh, well, congratulations that you can get Vendu to cross post to Facebook. But I can't figure out how to post to my business page. Yeah, I don't. So I use List Perfectly, and I just need to, and I don't know because I haven't done Vendu since I had the business page. But with List Perfectly, I just need to make sure that I'm logged in as my business page. So do you know what I mean by that? Let me. Okay, so if I click on my account, and right here it says Tamra, if I change this to Yellow Fox, or when this one's approved, if I change it to Yellow Fox, okay, and see, as you can see, I only have 10 listings because these are things I sold. So if you actually, so now if I was to go to eBay and I was to say to cross post to, so let me show you what it does. So on eBay, so these are my listings. So with List Perfectly, it's different than how Vendu does their stuff. Oh, I got an offer. Oh shoot, it won't do it. Hold on. I got to stop sharing because I'm in a different Google account. That's the thing that stinks with Google Chrome extensions. You have to be logged into that Google Chrome in order for it to work. So let me go back. Okay, let me try sharing this one. Share. Am I on the right one? Ah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the right one. Okay, so but now I got to go back over here because I'm on my personal page. Oh no, okay, I'm on Yellow Fox. All right, so with List Perfectly, when you hit this over here to say I wanted to cross post this Supergirl ruled journal, whatever it is, whatever. So if I click on this and it copies it, oh my God, this is what I hate about List Perfectly. Sometimes I'll open up like 10 things to cross post, and then I realize this pops up. So I gotta sign in. I don't know why it does that. Stupid. I'm already logged in and it makes me log in again. Okay, now let's try it again. Now I gotta refresh the screen. This is the negatives of list that I find with List Perfectly when it pops open that. All right. Let's try Facebook. Copy. Now I do it this way. I do need to take the time and put everything into List Perfectly and then cross post from List Perfectly. All right, so see now how it says yellow fox up here? Now, I don't know for you with if that would be the same for you. So if you went into your Facebook and you made sure you were opened into your business page, and then when you're in Vendu, if you say cross post, I don't know. I don't even know if I have Vendu on here anymore. All right. How do you get to Vendu? What's their website address? Definitely not that. Must be this. Don't show my password. I'm going to move. Oh, I guess I didn't have to remove you because it had me already logged in. Where are you going? What are you doing? Okay, so what do I still have? Okay, I still have these. So it says that, oh, this is not on Facebook. Let me see if I can cross post this to Facebook. List item. Our extension needs to be installed. Oh, yeah, I removed their extension. Let me just install it. Hopefully I don't have to close down. No. Okay, let's try this again. Take two. All right, it's gone. It's gone. No. Oh, I'll keep that. Package weight. It's very light. All right, let's see if it lists. Let's see if it goes to my business. Oh, okay. View listing. Let's see where it listed it. That's weird that it listed it normally. Oh, okay. So it went to my personal. It did not go to my business page. Yeah. So maybe you can't do that. See what messages we got. How much for Godzilla? Listen, it says Godzilla and Kong. So I'm not selling just Godzilla. Yeah, I would say that Vendu doesn't work for posting to oh, I didn't show you this. Doesn't look like Vendu works for that. But if I go back to this where I was doing with I was cross posting with List Perfectly, see it says my yellow fox up here. So, but the problem with List Perfectly is you have to then come in and do all this. There's like just a little, it seems like there's a little more stuff you got to do. Potsdam, New York. Let's see if it'll let me do a label. All right, media mail. No, first class. Maybe it's going to let me do shipping. Interesting. Interesting, because it hadn't been letting me do shipping. All right, now you gotta make me go back and look at my hold on, let me try and find something else to do here. Let's do this one. I got a few of this planner. So I was having a problem with my planners. Home Cheapo. Tio called it Home Cheapo, Michael. Have to run again. Hope everyone has a great Christmas or at least the rest of the week. Take time to be with your friends and family. Thanks, Laura. I know you're probably already gone. Me and Liz perfectly didn't get along well. Didn't get along. I save my advertisements from the mail to use as free filler for boxes. Sometimes I use it to send back to the crap people that give us stuff. All right, so let me just try this planner because it wasn't giving me the opportunity to post to list this. Let me see. It wouldn't let me ship it. Why does it put more spaces than what is on the original? And why doesn't it remember where you live so you don't have to type this in each time? See? See how it won't let me select this delivery method? Shipping is not available for this item. Why not? See that? It won't let me select it. Now, when I go back over here and I click on this, see where it says shipping available. So why is shipping not available? Let's put it as a book. I don't know. So I've taken everything off because I was like, I'm not going to play your stupid games, Facebook. Pains in the rear to begin with. I don't want to ship it media. So it just won't let me do a planner. But it looks like I can do a book. Yeah, that's weird. So I would say if you want to cross post, Vendu might not be the one that's going to work for cross posting to a business. I do know that you can post it to your personal one and then cross post it. But yeah, if it's only bringing over 20 out of 900, I'm not sure why it only would do that many. I don't know. I think there's so many glitches with Facebook. It was really good, and I was a big proponent of it, telling you guys you should look into Facebook. But my sales have really slowed down, and it just hasn't been. I found that it came to a point where it really wasn't worth the energy and effort focusing on cross posting there as much. I'm your good luck charm. Yeah, but now it didn't work. I think it must be just books. So it sounds like I'm not like Harry Tornado, where it's not because my account was restricted. It's because there must be a glitch that even though it says shipping is available, it's not letting me choose shipping. I don't know. I wonder if it would let me do, you know what? I'm going to try. Hold on. Let me try. I'm going to just try something else. Let me try. I just want to find. I want to find one I got multiples of, so I don't have to worry if I miss. I got multiples of this one. All right, let's do this one. I'm wondering if I didn't choose their label. I wonder if I just chose like I was going to ship it on my own. Let's do free shipping and see if that makes a difference. I have you on Facebook. I was trying to link my son's items for me to ship out. We are on Facebook. So, you're trying to take his stuff and put it onto yours. You know what, Tio, I don't know if you're using List Perfectly, but I'm almost positive if I was logged on to somebody else's Facebook, I could take, so let's say you're logged into your son's eBay and your Facebook, you could take your son's eBay store and put it onto your Facebook. With I know it works with List Perfectly because it's all dependent upon whatever you're logged into. All right, so let's go back to doing as a planner. And let's try shipping it. See, again, it said shipping available. But let's ship it on my own. All right, so it won't even let me get to the point where shipping is not available. So even if I was to put a town, Potsdam, Germany. Like seriously, why even come up with Potsdam, Germany when you know I'm in the US? All right, so it only let me do local pickup. That's pretty much what this is saying. Yeah. Yep. All right. I was hoping maybe I could do my own label, but that doesn't look like that would work either. It looks like it's obviously some type of glitch in the system because I can sell that item on my personal page, but not on my business page with shipping. Makes no sense. No sense at all. Maybe I should open a ticket and ask them. I don't know how many people would be buying those on Facebook because they're on my personal page and they don't sell on Facebook. It's really weird. You got to find the platform that sells your items the best. And as you guys know, I sell like so many different types of things that some platforms do so much better than others on what I'm selling. Planners do not do well on eBay and they do not do well on Facebook, like not at all. It's weird. Maybe size dimensions don't make it ship eligible. Well, but I can ship on my personal, but I can't ship on my business. So it's got to be a glitch within something, I would think. I don't know. So I just honestly went and took all that stuff down on my personal. I mean, my business page had like 1,000 listings. I took them down. I think what I'm going to do is probably open more and more business pages once I get the shipping figured out. Because I think like when I sell stuff for my mom and I in our crafting, which I told you guys they closed that store that she was selling her stuff at. They just opened in August and they just closed. Yesterday was their last day. I had to go pick up all her stuff. But when I sell that stuff, the handmade stuff, it gets buried amongst all my other stuff I'm cross posting for eBay into Facebook. And there's people who are, asking me, do you have any more of this or any more of that? And it's like, oh, look at my listings, but they're so hard to navigate all of them. So I think that it's really good if I'm going to sell planners, just that be one shop within Facebook. If I'm going to sell homemade stuff, have that be one shop. It's almost like what I did with Etsy, right? And maybe I had somebody ask me yesterday, excuse me, if I had any 80s toys, any more 80s toys, because they saw some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff I had. And they said, do you have any more 80s? And I had to break the news that wasn't 80s. It was only from a couple years ago. So it wasn't like, original stuff. And then I don't know what I have for 80s toys. Like I don't specialize in it. So I told them that and they said, oh, bummer. And that was it. So I didn't even share anything else that I might have had. I don't really sell 80s toys that I know of, but whatever. So anyway, it's too hard for people to navigate your store to see if there's more in your store. So I get a lot of those questions. Like, do you have any more of this? Or do you have anything that goes with that? Or stuff like that all the time. All right, folks, let's see. We are edging on to 3 hours, which pretty much is my show, 3-hour show on a Monday, even though I wasn't full of selling stuff today or packaging because, like I said, I packaged yesterday. So I was bored out of my mind. But speaking of Ninja Turtles, so I got a bunch of videos and games. That's what's in it. This actually doesn't have a very good resale value. I thought maybe it'd be one of those VHS tapes that were good, but they weren't. I have a bunch of games. Oh, I put them over there. PlayStation 2 and stuff. I got this whole box of like video games, and I think I even have consoles. I don't even know what I have. Someday I'm going to pull it out here on my live, and maybe somebody who knows what this stuff is can help me. But I got a lot of it. I spent yesterday sitting here just taking a Lysol wipe, wiping this all down because they were so dirty and dusty. But I do got some movies that are brand new. I don't think any of them are worth anything. The Green Berets, which my husband will probably take that and bring it into the camp. And then they're sticking because I put them on each other when they were wet. Psycho 2. Oh, look at it. It says used, but it looked like it was new. But it says used up there. And then I got another one that looks like it's sealed. I don't know if there's any like really good DVDs that are worth anything that are sealed. Oh, just Dodgeball. No big deal. Nothing that wonderful. I might just lot them all up into one big lot and say, just take all of this away. Hey, good morning, Zen. You're popping in as we are popping out. I think that happens a lot with you. And you're under your old screen name, under Mind and Body today. Hope you're having a great holiday. Hope you've sold a lot of incense. I think I mentioned to you before, my daughter burns incense all the time. So if you ever want to share a link to your shop, I would be more than happy to take a look at it and maybe buy something, because that's what they burn. They don't even burn candles. Although her boyfriend asked for some taper candles, beeswax taper candles for Christmas. They're all about the natural stuff. But yeah. So all right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. It is now 11:30 here, and I want to finish cleaning this area, and maybe I'll see what my husband's up to in case he wants to go grab some lunch with me. We've been talking about that, right? There's an India place here in town. They've got wonderful food, and I know they have a buffet at lunchtime, and it's so delicious. So maybe I'll go get some tandoori chicken and some of their just really good rice that they have. So I will have a show on Wednesday as of right now. That's my plan. I won't have a show next Monday, though, because my daughter will be here and I'm going to give her my focus. But I will be here this Wednesday. All right. Look for me at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. 8 to 9 is most likely the time frame that I'll do it. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. All righty. Bye.